Hey everyone!
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Bros and a Beard.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing great. My name is Asad.
My name is Ibrahim.
And yeah, I hope everybody's doing great, having a good day.
Welcome back to another episode, New Year. Second episode from the New Year, I guess?
Yeah, second episode into the new year. And because we've been a little bit behind schedule, these episodes have been 1-to-1, like exactly the day we record them, the day they get posted. So
Life is life now. We are adults doing a lot of adult things. College is about to start up, which is amazing.
yeah, the amount of
So excited.
pent up anxiety I have is crazy.
Dude, when I went to Starbucks today, I got the normal drink I usually get. Like when I'm during in school and stuff like that. And when the guy gave me my cup and like the aroma like hit my nose, I had a flashback of like school and my body was like, uh-oh. I don't know if I want this anymore and I'm scared. It felt so weird.
I'm at the point where, like, when I'm in conversations with people, someone will bring up school, and then everybody will be like, let's just not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. I've never been so stressed with a group of people where we all equivocally agree to not mention school. So the fact that we've gotten to this point is crazy.
The boys keep bringing up school in the group chat, and I'm like, I see the notification, I get like anxiety. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna not read the group chat for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It just feels weird. Anyway, we're not talking about school today. Hell no.
But we are talking about boys to some degree.
To some degree.
Ibrahim, you want to introduce the topic since you came up with kind of like the story for it?
So some of the topics today I came to my mind just because I have two sisters, and the first one we were going to talk about was just like what shopping with females, right? Shopping with females is always annoying. I have two sisters and then a mother, and they're older than me by a lot, but they're very like shopping with them is very annoying, and I want to talk about that a little bit. And then the next one we kind of had was what I call the simplicity of man, but not man as in like
the human race.
The human race, more of man as in male.
Mennonitis?
Gender. I was trying to say gender, but man, I also said Minder. Man, gender. And then the final one was just kind of like childhood crushes.
Yeah, I think it all kind of ties to like this just simplicity of like just growing up and stuff.
Men.
From our lens.
Yeah.
But I guess I kind of wanted to start with the shopping thing, mostly because I have like little to no experience with that, because I grew up with my mom being the only female in the house, and I'm not going shopping with my friends' moms or anything. So I have not a lot to say about like going shopping with women. I know going shopping with dudes is basically just you look at a thing, you go, ugh, and then you buy it.
Walk off.
And I know that when we've been with our friends who were girls and shop with them, it takes a longer time, and usually we have to claw them away from whatever they're doing in order to move on to another activity. But as far as that, my experiences are pretty limited.
You have a girlfriend. You tell me you don't go shopping with her?
She is
to the mall or something?
She is an excellent shopper.
Uh-huh.
She is a normal person.
Uh-huh.
She is just looks at something, decides whether she wants to buy it, and most of the time it's no, and that's it. It's
have you ever went to like the mall with her or something like that?
Not the mall, because me and her both think that everything there is inordinately expensive.
True.
But we went to Target the other week, and we were looking for some pants because I wanted some sweatpants, and she also wanted some new stuff. We found a cool one. She was looking through some stuff and kind of indecisive. I said, "Hey, this one looks really nice on you." And she fell in love with it immediately after trying it on. I had to like convince her to try it on, and then once she did, she was like, "Thank goodness you told me to, because I would not have been into it if you didn't tell me." But other than that, she even helped me picking out my shirts and stuff, and that's just basically it. It's like a normal human being. Nothing about the gender really impacted the shopping experience.
Okay, interesting. That confuses me a little bit.
Baby, if you're listening, thank you so much for being cool.
You're weird. Okay, so if I'm talking about just about my sisters, for example, like I have sisters who are both older than me, one by 6 years and one by 8 years ish. Whenever I go shopping with them, usually like we go as a family. So me and my brother, my two sisters, and like my mom most of the time. Most of the time when we go shopping, say like the mall, it's just me and my brother sitting somewhere while my sisters are shopping with my mom. Like the only reason I go to the mall nowadays is if I want like a pretzel or if I actually need clothes. But like it's rare when I need clothes. I'll just go to like Walmart and pick up a shirt and be like, "This is good," and then go home. My sisters will go into a store, look for about 3 hours, and then walk out with nothing. And I'm like, why? What is the mindset? And literally how that goes, they'll walk by the store, they'll see something cute in like the what's it called?
In the window?
Yeah, in the window. And they're like, oh, this is cute. They walk in, they look at said item. Say it's like a t-shirt. It's a red t-shirt. They look at the red t-shirt. They're like, okay, this is cute. Okay, I mean, $19.99. Oh, I mean, I'll think about it. They'll grab it, right? They'll grab it. They'll walk around. Be like, oh, I mean, this is. So we'll see. Well, let's continue browsing. They'll see the blue version, a green version, a purple version, but they saw the red one, right? They're like, this is the true hope. This is what I want, right? And they'll continue going down like the dress aisle, the pants aisle, whatever. Find some new shoes, but they'll never actually say yes. This is the one I'm getting. Even whenever they're in like different department of the store, they'll never be yes. This is affirmative yes, right? And it pisses me off. Like, bro, you're gonna spend 3 hours in a store holding something and then not even get it. Me and my brother will walk into a store. We'll look at pants, we'll look at shoes, we'll look at everything. 15 minutes tops, we'll figure out what it is and then get up and leave. I want this? Yeah. How much is it? $10? Okay, sure. Okay, let's go. And then we'll go check out and come back. They're still in the same first department, first aisle, and like, did you find anything? I mean, I found this, but like, do I want it? I don't know yet, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I feel like girls like to try things on more, and the last thing I like to do in a shopping situation is like make more of a hassle, even if it's not really like it's just my own like thing. So like I don't want the clothes attendants to like see me taking clothes off that I know they're gonna have to hang for me, or I don't like going into the changing rooms and like making a commotion. With having to return clothes or put them on a hanger. Like, I really like making shopping as much of a seamless process as possible. But I'm also very indecisive, so I feel your sisters in that regard. Like, there was one time I went to GameStop to get my brothers a present for Christmas, and I was looking at Funko Pops, and there's like a whole wall. And yeah. I got self-conscious that the attendants were like irritated with me, and that pressured me, but I was also like so in between which ones I wanted to get. I think I was there for like 2 hours just bouncing back and forth.
But were you
from wall
like
to wall.
bouncing around because you didn't know what to get for your brother that he would like, or for yourself?
No, for my brothers. It wasn't.
And
that's
me. Different though, because you're buying for a gift for someone. You're like, are they gonna like it? Are they gonna like enjoy what I'm gonna get them? Do they like this color? Blah 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 blah. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But when you're buying for yourself, you should know I like red, I don't like blue, type of thing.
Yeah, I guess when I'm buying for myself, there's a lot less stuff to think about. But I do find being indecisive. But I've also had similar experiences where when I'm shopping with some gals that, like I mentioned earlier, we literally had to like pick them up by the waist and walk them out of the store.
We have friends we go shopping with every now and then. I say every now and then like it's an actual thing. We go like once every like 6 months. Mm-hmm. And it's enough, to be honest. We would go. I remember we went once, me and Thomas and like some other person. Who was it? I don't remember who it was, but there was one girl in a group of like 3, right? And we went for us, like for the men. We were like, I'm looking for this specific thing. Let's go to the mall. I think we went to like a mall a little bit closer to like the city. And we went looking for us. The girl was just there to like just go with because she's bored,
facilitate.
Right? No, not even facilitate. She was like, I'm bored. Let's hang out. We went. I'm looking for the thing I'm looking for. Thomas is looking for the thing he's looking for. And the girl just goes off. We're like, you know what? We don't really care. Go look at the store. I think it was like mainly like a men's store, right? But every now and then they'll have like girl items. I was about to cough, but I was trying to hold it in. You know what I mean? So we were looking for stuff for like us. She went, found like 6 different things. Me and Thomas were like, this fits. Okay, we'll take it. We go and we check out and we're done, right? We turn around to look where she is. Like, I don't think she's going to find anything here. She doesn't like any of this stuff here. She's carrying like 6 things. We're like, how the hell did you find all of that in like a men's store, first of all? Second of all, I thought you said you weren't going to buy anything. Third of all, what? And so we're like, okay, she has a bunch of stuff in her arms. Maybe she's like ready to go. She's like, I'm going to go try these on. We're like, oh God. We're like, we're going to go find a couch. We go and we sit down. Now, being a female, you want everyone to be like, yes, this looks good. No, you look fat in it, you know. Me and Thomas were sitting down just on our phones. And she comes out, what do you guys think? No. Yes, I think you do this. Okay, she walks back into the room. Comes back out a different outfit. Now, what do you think? Yes, no, maybe so. On and on until she's done. And then she walks out and she's like, okay, I'm done. Okay, what are you buying? Nothing. You're telling me we spent an extra 45 minutes. I watched 2 music videos because I was bored. And you're telling me, like, you're not going to buy anything? Yeah, I mean, nothing really, like, felt right. Okay. And now what? let's go to the next store. No, we're going home.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, shopping is an endeavor I want to keep to as little time as possible.
Yeah, I don't care to go shopping that much. Like if I'm gonna go buy something, I'll go to multiple stores if like I don't find said thing, right? But I won't go for like let's just see what we find most of the time. If we go with friends, I'm willing to go to like the mall if it's like we're just gonna go hang out. We're not really looking for anything, but it's like a hangout idea. But to go buy clothes, I don't go and like look around like, oh, this is cute, ooh, pretty. I'll go to a store and be like, I need t-shirts. Okay, let's find X amount of t-shirts for my next year that I don't go buy anything.
So like you know that like that bad stereotype of like the whatever kind of girl who walks in with like 15 bags on both of her arms and like
Yeah.
I feel like to a certain degree there is a little bit of truth to that. Only in the sense that I think girls shop in bulk a lot more than guys do.
100%.
Whenever I go out, it's for a single item, usually, unless it's groceries.
Right.
And whenever I get multiple, the guilt really piles on quickly, like how much money I'm spending. So, like, the more I have in a single bag, the worse I feel. But a lot of times when I shop with girls, it's multiple bags, handfuls of clothes, but then they don't go again for a long time. And I've always been like...
no, time out. No, time out. I was about to disagree with you until you said that. I think girls go more often than men shopping.
Okay. On the whole, I agree.
And then men buy whenever they go out. Say you go out once every 6 months to buy whatever, right? Clothes. They go once every 6 months and buy bulk because they're not going to go for another 6 months. Guys, sometimes, right? Sometimes. I don't always do that. I sometimes buy like 4 t-shirts and just call it a day. But I think girls, whenever they go shopping once every 2 months, once every month, 3 times every month, they'll buy like a purse, a jacket, and shoes, something. They'll buy a whole outfit plus like 6 other outfits, and they're willing to buy more. You know what I mean? I think men go out less, but buy like more every now and then.
I would agree with you to a certain extent, but at least personally for myself, I know my definition of bulk is still a couple of t-shirts, a couple of jeans.
Yeah, I mean, we go shopping every now and then, and it's like that's why we buy so much. It's
mostly seasonal.
Yeah, I think when we go and buy so much, it's because we don't go out that often.
And I think, like, I always see, like, in my mind, whenever I've been out with the gals, it's always like a lot of clothes in one arm, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, how are you carrying so much clothes? Because they get heavy.
I'm the one in my family. I'm usually the one who carries all the bags. Especially if it's not me, because I'm the youngest, right?
You become the mule.
Literally, they're like, here, Ibrahim, hold this. I'm gonna go look at something. That's the biggest. It's like when your parents say Santa's coming, or when our parents say Inshallah, and like in like Arabic it means like if God is willing or whatever. They're like, here, hold this. I'm gonna go look at something really quickly. How long is that really quickly? The rest of the night until we get home.
You become burdened with the weight.
I've become the person who holds all like the bags. Now that I'm older a little bit and like I don't go shopping with my family as much, I carry my own bags. Respectable, understandable. Like I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, why am I holding bras and like a t-shirt that I'm never gonna wear? This is not my stuff. Why am I holding all of it?
Because you become the walking hanger.
Yeah, honestly. And then if me and my brother aren't going into a store, they'll leave the stuff with us. And so we sit here with like a Victoria's Secret bag and then like a Claire's bag or whatever it is, and we're like, this is not mine. Please, sorry, this is not me. Don't look at me funny.
Yeah, it's very strange. I think one time we went shopping with Marilyn. We went to some thrift stores, and she was like a boss when she walked in there, dude. Like she had like racks of clothes immediately, and like carts, and she was walking around all over the place. And I was just like, Marilyn, where are the t-shirts? And she was like, oh, over here, over here. You can get this one, you can get that one. And I was like, oh my god, she is so much better at this than I am.
I can do that at Walmart really well. Like if it's like the stores I usually go to, I can tell you, oh yeah, the milk is down in aisle 6 or whatever. But if it's like a mall, I'm like, I have no clue or anything else. Don't ask me.
Yeah. Also, women have a better eye for this kind of stuff, because I swear when we went to the thrift store, I was like, none of this stuff will make sense. And then it took Marilyn, Joseph, and a bunch of people at once to tell me an idea. And then I was like, oh wait, no, actually you're right. This could work. I just don't see it.
I don't know. I usually go to like stores just like every now and then. Like recently I've been in a market for like new t-shirts. Because I started growing a little bit. I might have gone fatter a little bit. So I need more t-shirts, right? So I started going to like easy stores, Old Navy, Walmart, Target, stuff like that. Because I honestly don't care what I get. As long as it looks comfortable and like feels comfortable, I'm down to buy it. I have really low standards. That's why I eat Little Caesars. Listen, Little Caesars is good in my opinion. Everyone else thinks it's trash.
Sure, wink, wink.
Cough, cough. But it's like I'll go and buy like a t-shirt or two, and then think This will last me a good 6 months.
Hmm.
And then just get up and leave. My sister would be like, nah, I need like this amount of clothes for 6 months.
Do you remember? This is a really funny story. When we went with one of our girlfriends, and she brought her boyfriend, and we made the weird decision to be like, you know what? This is the one time we can relate. So we were all like, what if we got nose piercings? So we went into a jewelry store to look at piercings. It's like the men trying to figure out the piercing and the women being able to help and also look in the jewelry store.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in there for like 5 minutes, and we already were like, nah, none of them are really what we want if we even got a piercing. Like, it just wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then we looked over, and we saw our girl just like in 4 different aisles, like the flash zooming around and staring at stuff and asking people to take pictures. And we only took like 2 pictures of ourselves just to see what it would look like, and then after we were done. And by the end of it, we kind of just walked up to our boyfriend, and we were like, hey man,
we go.
We want to go. And he was like, dude, I know, I don't know what to do. And we were like, listen, she's your girl, bro. Like, we can't tell you what to do. But I mean, tell her. Yeah, you know what you got to do. And he just like walked up to her, like, put his head down, grabbed her by the legs, put her on his shoulders, and then we just walked out.
We have a video of her like yelling at us, like, "No, I'm still not done shopping. I don't care. We're leaving."
We were like, if there's no decision you're gonna come to in the next 15 seconds, then there's just no point in staying in the store. And we just straight up had to kidnap her out.
Especially like the
unkidnap her,
especially
out
on
of
like
store.
shoes and like stuff like that, and like purses. Never go with a girl shopping if you're gonna go like look at shoes.
I want a girl to teach me the definition and depth in the choices of choosing a shoe, because I don't get it. Like,
for a female or for you?
For a female, because for me it's literally just, oh, how's a design I like? It doesn't feel bad to wear. All right, cool.
Yeah, no, I think girls think about like every outfit they'll wear.
Usually men's shoes are also more universal, so I can say in that regard it does make sense.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, but like for example,
sneakers, boots,
yeah, the shoes that I wear like every day
swags.
Are like black and then like the white sole.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, that goes with anything. But if a girl's gonna come up to me and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go look at shoes," and then goes and looks at flats, heels, something, you're not gonna use any of these in the next 6 months.
Do you remember one of those shoes when we were in the store straight up looked like a murder weapon? But
yeah.
She was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so good!" And I was like,
"No, it doesn't.
You were gonna kick someone on accident and like take their nuts off."
I've learned to like if we're ever going shopping with like my sisters or like my like any female friends, I'll be like, "No, it doesn't look good." Straight up, I'm not even lie to them anymore. I'll be like,
people get mad at me like that. A lot of girls, whenever I make quick decisions, they're like, "How'd you do that so fast? You weren't obviously paying attention." I'm like, "No, it's just not that hard."
Like it's very easy. Understand, it's not gonna fit.
I can just see that it doesn't work, and they're like, "No, you didn't really think about it." And I'm like, all right."
Yeah, that's why I asked them. Sometimes I do this thing where it's like, only with female friends I do this. I'm like, okay, like they're like, "Oh my god, should I get it?" Okay, like, did you like it? Yeah. What's the problem with it? It's $34, so I might be paying like a little more than I expected. Okay, are you fine with that? I don't know. I'm like, okay, so like choose 1, 2. And I start like pressuring them really quick. Like, do you want it? Hello, come on, we're leaving. Hello, come on, and they'll go and buy it just because like I pressure them. I guess that's what they call it. I just gotta start like pushing them more faster so they can decide.
It's because there's like a microcosm of questions that are generated from a single.
Do I look fat?
Like, things are complicated. I will say I take my time and I get kind of in my own head when it comes to shopping, but I feel like those are the 3 fundamental questions. Can I afford it? Am I comfortable with affording it? Does it look nice? That's also basically all 3 you need to ask.
But I think like girls, they most of the time they don't care if what's it called? If it's more expensive-ish. Okay, let me specify something real quick. I am like what me and the boys call on the cultural side, right? Mm-hmm. So like we have some color in our blood. That's what we call it. So like over $10. My mom's like, if that's a t-shirt, like a plain t-shirt, nothing on it, is more than like $5, that's not allowed, right? And so we have a little bit of limit, right? Because that's how we grew up in our cultural house, our Middle Eastern house. If it's like something that's stupid, unreasonable, we're gonna get yelled at. I once went home with a t-shirt I was proud of that was like $5. No, it was $7. And it had like, I think like a polo sign, like it was very small, right? Or like, I don't know, it was like a very small like label, but I was kind of happy with the color and stuff. Mom goes, how much was it? I'm like, I don't know, like $9 after tax. She goes, go return it. I'm not even allowed to wear that shirt that I want, bro, half the time. So
I see that.
My sisters are kind of in the same boat. Like they grew up in a shaped family where certain things have to be certain prices.
The limit must be observed.
Yeah. But whenever I go like female friends that are like not, I'm going to say like Middle Eastern or like culture and my culture, they don't mind paying like our female friend, like $65 for a pair of like plain t-shirt. That doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like there's a lot more to that because half of it has to do with like your background and what your family taught you was comfortable spending.
Sure.
And half of it also has to do with how badly you want a thing. Because I think for the most part, unless it like was a toy or a video game, I didn't really care enough to spend enough money for anything really.
Right.
But I know that toy or video game for a girl could be a shoe or a dress or a scarf or something. And
But
in
they
that
buy
way,
multiple of the same
in that
thing.
way, I can understand wanting to drop as much cashola as possible on a thing, right? Because it's like something you really, really want. We don't value objects all the same, so that's why it's kind of weird to think about like a scarf. And like me and my friend, Danish Hassan and some of my other friends, we all like play this game where we're like, how much is this in video games? Like, you know how you did your McChicken thing?
Yeah.
Where you equate things to McChickens? We do that with a video game because usually the base price of a video game is $60-something, right?
Right.
So we're like, do I get one whole video game, which is like 40 hours of content and enjoyment and a good story and fun, or a shoe? It's really a toss-up, especially when Nike shoes are so expensive these days. But you look at objects and then the inherent value of things like that. So then when you think about that in terms for a girl when they're spending, right? It's probably something like, man, this shoe, I can wear it at so many professional events. Like, there were so many girls in high school that we were like, oh my gosh, that outfit looks so professional. Like, you really put that together. And they're like, yeah, I had this one, and then I had this one from a couple years ago, and then I put them together with that one, and then I borrowed this one from my friend.
I was gonna wear this first, and I was gonna borrow. Then I was thinking about this one, but then I realized I can just combine the two.
Yeah, it sounds like a science.
Yeah, like they think about it way more than we do.
But I would say I also agree. On average, I feel like women tend to drop more money on clothing, and sometimes that is very disconcerting to me.
Like our friend, right? Like, she'll go and just. I remember in I think junior year of high school. She's like, yeah, I just bought a purse. How much was it? $300. Okay.
And she was supposed to replace her backpack.
Yeah, something stupid like that. And we're like, okay, what? After yelling at her for spending so much money, we moved on, right? Not even 3 weeks later. So I bought another purse. What? Why? Don't you have one? Yeah, but this one's way cooler. Okay, let me see a picture of it. It's just looks exactly the same. One's round and one's pointy. Yeah, there's so much difference in the round and the point. No, you're spending the same amount of money on just an extra keychain or something. You're why are you buying multiple of the same thing? It doesn't make sense. Guys would never do that unless it's the same t-shirt, I think. See,
now here's an interesting situation because another thing that girls spend a lot of money on that behooves me is dresses. And me and Priya have talked about this because there are certain dresses that you don't need to spend that money on. But it's tougher to find. It's a real workout. So most of the time, girls have to accept the fact that for one dance in 1 year of their life, they're gonna buy one dress and then never wear it again because that's passe. That's passe. So in the opposite spectrum, if we buy a suit, right? I don't know many guys who buy one suit for one occasion and that's it, unless you're rich white dude money.
Yeah. I buy a suit for I'll buy a suit and then think about all the different places.
Yeah, that's a future investment.
I can wear this to an interview. I can wear this to this. I wear this to a wedding.
That's why we get all the suits with the minimal color changes, right? Brown, black, gray, because you can switch the pants with the jacket. You know, with other shirts,
and a tie.
You can get a brown shoe or a black. It's pretty. It's contained in a realm. But for girls, imagine one dress is flowery, and then one dress has studs. One goes with the theme of the dance. One doesn't. One I'll never want to wear again because everybody thought it was too cool. One I might want to wear because I didn't get to wear enough. I feel like there's a lot. It's a very active decision you have to make.
I bought one tuxedo once. I was in California with my family, and the tuxedo came with black pants, black slacks, I guess, a black button-up shirt, a kind of a maroonish looking bow tie, a handkerchief, and then the main jacket, blouse, whatever you call it, is a maroon jacket with the black lining, so it's a tuxedo technically.
That sounds so hot.
It is very, very hot, right? And it was honestly a really good deal. I think there was a vest with it that's also kind of maroonish, but the black is black. Whatever.
I wanted a maroon set.
It was so sexy, bro, and I tried it on and it felt so nice, and I felt like a new man. Who you, bro? And me and my cousins, we all bought one different colors and stuff, and I have yet to wear it, and I feel like an idiot buying it low key. But it wasn't super expensive. Usually if you buy a whole suit like that, it's hella expensive. Mine was $120 for all that. And I was like, that's very good. I can wear it to my sister's. I was thinking already, I can't wear this to an interview, but I can wear it to a wedding. I can wear it to a presentation night.
That handkerchief you could wear to an interview. Hell yeah.
a maroon tuxedo.
No, the handkerchief.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
no,
use the
yeah,
handkerchief
you
in
can,
an interview.
I can take apart the whole thing and wear it. But my thing was like wearing the full outfit. Where am I gonna wear it?
See, that's the thing though, because a suit like that, dime a dozen is like 120, whatever you said, 150.
Yeah, it was not
But-
bad at all.
But like a normal prom dress, when prom season rolls around,
$600.
girls are like 625, 428, 9. Like, I get so concerned for the idea that you have to pick a dress that you're only going to wear once, and you dump that much money into.
Okay,
it.
so both my sisters got married, right?
And wedding dresses are like a whole nother.
Both my sisters got
thing.
married, right? And my oldest sister was the first one to get married, obviously, and then I don't know if she sold her wedding dress or not, but when I was talking to both my sisters about it a little while later, they're like, "Yeah, we wore it one day, and it's like $2,000."
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, "Okay, what about like what are you gonna do with it next?" I don't know, maybe sell it.
For
That's
the sake
it,
of a
once?
wedding, it makes more sense to me. Just because I
Weddings,
understand
yeah.
how important, how sacred, and how
Also,
precious it is.
the groom, he bought a white tuxedo like James Bond, and I'm like, "When are you gonna wear that again?" He goes, "I don't know."
Dude, it's a risk. You're literally
It's
a
a very big risk.
walking spill hazard everywhere you
hate
go
wearing white
wearing
shirts.
white.
I wear
Or
dark,
dark.
shirts a lot, like it's.
But I imagine that suit compared to that dress,
no, I'll tell you right now.
it's like
I went
3-1.
I went to the same place you got the suit to like buy like my normal navy blue suit or whatever. The guy gives us like a great deal because he's like an Arab dude, and he'll be like, "Yeah, bro, buy the whole suit, vests, shoes, everything, tuxedo, tie, belt, everything, 150 max."
Dang, dude.
And I talked to my sister, and I'm like, "How much was your dress?" I don't know, 2K, 3K.
You got to take me to this place where I need to get some. I'm in that state where I have multiple pieces, but nothing to match. And I'm like, every time I go to a nice store, I'm like, Dad, please, we need to buy some stuff so that I can actually wear this stuff.
My biggest issue with my suits, which might like make sense in a like I understand like females when they come to this a little bit. I'm kind of like tall and like lengthy a little bit, not too much, but lengthy. I always get the jacket never actually fits.
What do you mean?
So
You do the sleeve test where you lift your arms?
Yeah, I do all the tests. My biggest issue when I buy like a suit, the pants fit fine. Like I can definitely find and tailor pants. But my jacket, most of the time, if I want like the length of my body and like down to my waist or whatever the jacket to fit, the sleeves won't fit. The sleeves will be either too long or too small. And so like once I went and bought a suit, the jacket size was a 43. Do you know how like uncommon a 43 is? It usually goes 42, 44. 42 slim, 42 long, 42 regular. Next, 44 regular, 44 slim, 44 long. 43s are like
Dime a dozen.
yeah, like you don't actually find those. 43s fit really well. When I went to go buy my sister my suit for my sister's wedding, I was like, yeah, last time I got fitted, I was a 43. The guy looks at me, he goes, yeah, we don't have those. I was like, who does? Nobody I know. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's unfortunate,
cool.
bro.
And so I had to buy like a 44 long and then get it like resized, which is like an extra like bit of money.
I guess that is a nice problem that girls don't really have to deal with too often because, or rather less than we do because they'll stop growing around like 15, right?
Maybe.
But like whenever we get to the age where we have to buy nice stuff, which for me was very late, I was changing sizes in the year.
Yeah, that 43 lasted me maybe like 6 months.
So my dad and I were always like, this is not going to last. Like, we need to really make sure that if we put money on something, it's going to be something that lasts. So usually you end up buying something that you look really weird in, but you'll grow into. So it's more like a future investment.
My oldest sister, when she got married, the suit that I wore was like, the pants were kind of long. But now if I try it on, that was 3 years ago. Now that I try it on, it fits perfectly.
For our friend's funeral a couple months ago, right, I was really, really looking for some black slacks because for the life of me, the old one that I had for when we went to when we did our lights, camera, action project, that was the first time I ever bought a suit in ninth grade. And even then, it was like a cobbled together suit from different places that wasn't really that crazy. That was the only black pair of, like, you know, the classic suit set, white shirt, everything that I had gotten, and I could not wear any of it. None of it worked.
Yeah.
And I'm going to a freaking funeral where you need to wear black. So I was like running to every male I knew, and I was like, please tell me you have a pant in my size. And they were like, I'm so sorry, I just don't. And I'm like, God dang it, my super slim, my beautiful waist. No one has it. And I had to run around. I think I'm a 32, but again, it changes. Every single pant is different. Because like I went to Nordstrom with my dad the other day, and I got a 34. But because of the slim and whatever the cut of that one, it worked. But my jeans, the ones I'm wearing right now, these are 30. And also, jean size does not translate to freaking slack size. It's so annoying.
Real quick before I agree with you, You should have asked me, Loki. I think I might have had like an old one that I no longer wear.
I probably could have, bro.
My brother
Loki. I stole one from my stepdad.
Yeah, my oldest, my brother, like the first suit I used to wear like at all was literally a hand me down that my brother used to wear, and it's just a normal black suit, like black jacket, black pants. Somehow I fit into it, and for a majority of football season in middle school, I would wear that suit. For like majority of it, I'll just change up like the shirt color or something, but like that's it. And then I slowly started to like get out of it, and now it's like up to like my bone wrist part. So now it doesn't fit anymore. The jacket's too small, and my pants are too small. It's just hanging in my closet because I need to figure out who to give it to or something, like my younger cousin or something.
Dude, that would be a nice gift for a younger cousin.
Yeah, like anytime nothing fits on me, younger cousin, here you go.
Yeah. See, being the oldest, I am the one handing down everything.
No.
So I have to figure all this stuff out myself, and it's so freaking hard.
On the same note, like, what pisses me off about like, I'm pretty sure girls will agree with me on this. None of the black colors in fashion ever match.
They're never the same black.
Yeah. Whenever I used to have a suit, that same suit I'm just telling you about. I think the jacket stopped fitting me at one point, right? But the pants still fit. They fit amazingly. I would go and try on a different black suit jacket and be like, perfect, it fits. I would walk out from my room, like my room's a little bit dim, I guess. My mom would be like, those two blacks aren't the same.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, they're not the same. Like that one's almost navy bluish, and that one's black.
Remember when I pulled up to that funeral and you looked at me and you were like, your tie is different from your jacket, is different from your pants.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
Honestly, I hate doing that. I always like hope like if I'm going to a banquet or something, the banquet's like dim, so no one sees my different shades.
Yeah, dude. Okay, question. I can talk about fashion more. I had another idea. Do you want to make that a separate episode, or do you want to go into it now? Because we do have a lot of time.
Is the idea going to take long?
Western and Eastern fashion.
I think it's a different one. We can talk about the tradition.
Okay, then homework for all of our viewers, because it'll just make it easier next time that we do talk about this. If you have time, look up like Indian fashion, because that will be primarily what I will be speaking about next time. Like kurtas, shalwar kameez, just attempt to spell what I'm spelling.
Because I have a different like idea of like what we can combine that with.
Oh, that would be good.
So like we can wait.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Only because I have an excellent business idea / very crazy desire that I wish we could incorporate more of those kinds of fancy clothes. Because I hate suits. Like I hate them so much. But I love kurtas. Like I love wearing a thobe. Right. Like I love all of our back home formal wear because it's just so much nicer and so much cooler. Imagine for all of my less aware listeners, imagine wearing like sweatpants, but to a black tie event.
Kind of.
That's what one of the pieces of one of these clothes is.
It's like when you think
so
like stereotypical like Indian wear, like that's kind of like the idea of it.
Kind of, except
if you're watching a movie and you see that, that's what you're kind of picturing.
There are certain echelons and avenues that you can go through, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. But I always get fired up talking about it because I love them so much.
Because looking at our topics for today, I don't think that big brain idea is going to fit into any of it.
Absolutely not. No.
And I think like low-key, if you connect it to the other episode I'm thinking of,
sure, yeah, it'll make more sense.
Make a lot more sense. Yeah, but anyway, I think I don't know.
But yeah, we can talk about fashion and clothes all day. I want to save some of those topics for another episode. But shopping is very, very difficult.
I think
especially for formal wear. It's so irritating and frustrating, and I don't know how girls do it, bro.
And I think like on that same note, I think it's all just because I think of it the way I do is because like I'm thinking of like I'm gonna get canceled for saying this from like a male's perspective kind of thing.
That's fine.
Because like
that is the only perspective that you have
but
right
everyone's
now.
gonna be like, you're putting gender into it. Anyway,
it's your gender. You can say whatever you want.
Exactly. I'm thinking of this like a male gender type of thing. Of like we don't think too much into it. You know what I mean?
Do we not think? I think about things pretty hard.
I think about it in a sense of
people tell me to not think too hard.
Yeah, I tell you that sometimes. I'm thinking about like clothes, for example. Like if I see a shirt, I'll think about it a lot in a sense of how many times can I wear this, rather than like, is this gonna look good with this pants and this pants and this pants? Oh no, it's not gonna look with this pants.
I don't think about it like that.
Like fashionable wise, I don't really think about it too much. I'd be like, can I wear this with my pants? Okay, cool.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for that fuse to light, but usually what I do is I just walk into the aisle, I look at stuff, and I'm just waiting for this primal instinct to be like,
yeah, no. Most of the time, if I'm looking at something, I'd be like, that one looks good, I'll take that. But I won't I won't think about it way too much.
Like when I roll up to Target and I'm looking at all those like designer shirt and design shirts, the graphic tees.
Yeah.
I hate a certain type of graphic tee, which is like the middle school boy, like I love football, and then like a neon green football with fire on it. Like I hate those ones. My mom used to buy them for me for the longest time, and I told her every time, please don't buy them, and she took it really personally because she thought like I didn't like her choices. But then she understood when I got older that they're just really tacky.
Yeah.
But now I actively avoid those and all those stupid ones about like superheroes and comic books that they're just ugly. And I just look at them and I kind of just wait for a little ding in the back of my head. And then once I hear that ding, I'm like, all right, get it.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. Well, then I look at the price. The price, usually monetarily, that's where I make the most decisions. Because I like a lot of stuff. But I don't want to spend money on anything.
I sometimes will walk into like if I'm just going to like the t-shirt section, I'll look at the t-shirt section and be like, okay, before I even look at any designs, let me look at the prices real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a clearance aisle. I'm gonna go there.
There's so many times I've been to like the rack or something, and I look at some really nice piece, and then I look at the price tag and I swallow my throat, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, oopsie, I'm gonna go back.
But I think on the whole, I don't know if that's that part is as accurate personally. Because I tend to think about a lot of stuff, and then sometimes it's nothing at all.
Yeah, no, honestly,
I guess it's less planned. It's more natural.
Yeah.
I'll either think about it really hard naturally or not, but I'm not going into it with an idea of anything.
The other day I was on like a website for like I was just looking at clothes online, right? And I looked at some clothes and I'm like, ooh, these are cute. Oh, $24. Never mind. I'm not gonna buy a T-shirt for $24. So I would change the the filter system and put it down to like it's literally just T-shirts, right? $3. I think the lowest was like $3. I guess $3 to like $10, $12 max. And I would just go through those and be like, oh, this is cool. Ooh, this is discounted. And I'd send it to my sister, and she'd be like, this is what you want to wear? Really? This is what you want to buy? Yeah, bro. You know that shoot, what was it called? There's that one art piece of just a banana duct taped to a white wall.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
there was a funny like take on it for that one of the T-shirts where it's like just it's a black T-shirt or like you can buy it in white, and then just like a kind of like a drawn banana with a piece of duct tape on it. It was just like one of those like really stupid graphic tees. I was gonna buy it low key because it was like $7. I'm like, that's not bad at all. I'll definitely wear that. And then it was like out of stock or something. But man, that's my mindset. $7 for that type of T-shirt. Honestly, I don't mind. And it's like a funny little reference.
Yeah, your T-shirts tend to be quite comedic.
Yeah.
Do you have
super cool.
Do you have the one with the cat with the middle finger in the pocket?
No,
or is that someone else? Because that one's really funny. I like that one.
I've always wanted to buy one of those. My mom was like, "That's stupid. Don't buy it." But I like it. Don't buy it. Okay, harder. Never mind.
Yeah, well, now that you'll be able to shop for yourself, it's a little bit of a different story.
Bro, I still get yelled at.
yeah, me too.
Like I went and bought a shirt, and my mom was like, "That's way too expensive." But like, I like it, and I paid for it. Doesn't matter. Go return it. Okay, harder. Never mind. I go home now. Harder means yes, ma'am. Essentially, in Arabic. That's why I keep saying it. But harder is just HADIR, I guess. Harder. HADIR. It's like yes, ma'am, right away, or yes, sir, or harder is like I accept, or yes, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, no, as I was saying earlier, like on that same idea, it's like kind of a man's mindset kind of thing. So I guess that's the difference between us. But men are also like very, very simple and like stupid.
Yes, and as we will see in the next topic, we tend to have not that much going on as well. So tell me about the story with the boulder thing, because I remember you telling me that a while ago.
Okay, there's
some TikTok, right?
There's a TikTok trend, or I guess not a trend, but there's a TikTok, and I was just scrolling through my For You page like a normal TikToker, like a normal Zoomer, and
looking at all the hot girls in the Valorant
and TikToks and everything. But then there was one that I looked at, and it was a guy holding a rock. And sometimes what I do on a TikTok is like I'll look at the first like part of it, or not part of it. Like as soon as like I get on the For You page, get on the TikTok. I'll look at how many likes it is, and it was like 3.2 million likes. I'm like, what? Okay, and it's a guy starting to like pick up a boulder. So I was like, what is he? What? Okay, so I look at it. It's a guy picks up a boulder, goes to I guess like a bridge or something, and then drops it. And the boulder was kind of nice, like it's kind of like a nice shape, nice little round boulder,
nice dense boulder,
nice boulder.
Love me a good boulder.
And then he drops, and his friend's like holding the camera, and it goes and like hits the water. The water was kind of like frozen ice on top, and then So the boulder hits the water and it just splashes and the ice goes everywhere. And it was just like amazing. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That's cool. I like that. I like the boulder hitting water. Boom, psh, boom, And so I looked at the comments to see what people are saying because I was kind of curious. Every comment in there, maybe besides like 2%, is all guys saying, "Ooh, splash! Ooh, nice, noise, noise! Ooh, noise, nice, nice, nice." I was like, "Is that really what like our men brain is at?" The next trend I found was one guy like he duets a TikTok where it's people sending ice TikTok. So essentially, like people pick up like an ice flat sheet of ice off like their car or something. They'll go outside and they'll drop it, right? And so the guy on the wedding is like, okay, pick up a nice little sheet of ice and the drop, and he'll wait until the guy drops it, 10 out of 10. And it'll shatters everywhere, 10 out of 10. And the next TikTok, same. I went down a rabbit hole.
Ranking dropping ice.
It's just that, and that's all his profile is at this point. It's just duetting people picking up ice and dropping it on the floor, 10 out of 10. And I sent it to like Al, and he goes, nice. And I was like, is that really what our mindset is as men? Are we that simple?
No, bro, there are literally certain days, not vulgar or anything. We'll just make simple jokes, and everybody around the table will just
He said doo-doo.
And I love that. I love that feeling. Like, I didn't even see the TikTok you're talking about, but when you described it to me, I felt that warm feeling. I'm just like, nice. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's just that, and like after like looking through the guy's TikTok for a little bit, you know, the algorithm kind of picks up what you like to see. At one point, that was all my For You page for. I saw like 2 weeks. It was just
it's beautiful,
stupid little
That's
like
beautiful.
mechanics like men like to do, and I'm like, noise. And I'm just like, okay, I see you, okay.
I like how like this happens in if any of you have seen the show New Girl a lot. Where like the dudes are all like simultaneously the stupidest but also like the most like characterized people ever.
Yeah.
So like they'll be going through real life problems, so they'll have to like be real with each other. They'll have to be vulnerable and nice and sweet. Sometimes they'll have to tell each other the guys that they love each other, and then like they'll look at each other for a second and they're like, I like red meat. I like red meat and women and big cars and guns. And then they'll just walk away.
Yeah, and that's how they
that's
finish.
it. I think it's just so funny. Like, like you can be like super heart to heart with the boys, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, but anyway, that dumb emotional stuff. Yeah, forget about that.
And we'll just quickly come out of it. Like, I just got broken up with, bro. It sucks. But hey, listen, you want to go get like Chipotle later? Like, I'm down.
You want to see some guy drop some ice, dude?
Dude, look at this TikTok I found while you were talking. It's so funny.
Remember that one time we were just like outside by the bridge, and we just went to the bottom and we found all those broken bottles and we were just throwing them against the wall.
Yeah, bro. I remember going camping in like Boy Scouts and stuff, and we would spend hours upon hours just skipping rocks and throwing really big rocks into water.
Dude, if you as a girl know how to skip rocks, bro, you can get any guy.
Honestly, I'd be like, listen, look. Boom, 9 skips. A guy would be like,
yeah, dude, if you can get over 5 skips, you'll mesmerize your man. Guys they'll be very confused.
Simple huskies, whatever, like you want to call the dog. Like they're just so small brained.
There was that time when we were camping, us as the boys, and we had your machete and that block of cheese, and we were all just like, we're not going to eat the cheese anymore. So then we just started like playing baseball with the cheese block, and we just let everybody get a hit in it, and then we were like, the cheese is gone now.
Then we went fishing with the cheese.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? Al's rod broke. And he was like, nah, bro, I'm still going to use it. And he just keeps casting with, like, the rod is, like, half snapped. And the rod would be the thing being casted.
Unfortunately, we got no fish that day. It was a very sad day.
It was hilarious. But we're like, why are you throwing the weenie in the water, bro?
And then didn't we find a bobber, like, on the shoreline?
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh, mine now.
Yeah, mine now. What's it called? There was nothing I was going to say, but I completely forgot what it was. It was something stupid, human, little brains. But yeah, no, I don't know. We have, like, the smallest thing will entertain us. Like when we went to Al's birthday party, and it was a swimming party, right?
Yes.
It was a swimming party, and I think
of 20-some kids. Just keep that in mind.
It was all between the ages of like 18 to like 20, I think, right? It was the age range, right?
Yeah.
So we're not teenagers per se, but like we're also not adults. We're not. Our mind, as they say, is not fully developed.
I don't think we've ever gotten to that point. No. We're still there.
No, I think it's like the age of 25 or whatever. But we were in. It was just guys in the pool right now, and we were just kind of like playing around, and then Al walks in with a bucket. I'm talking about one of those 5-gallon buckets that like your pool comes, the pool cleaner stuff comes in here or whatever, like the Clorox, the bleach, whatever. He comes in with a bucket, takes off the lid, washes the bucket a little bit, and then throws it into the pool, and we're all like, ooh.
And we were all just enamored with that bucket.
And we would spend, how long? We spent like an hour and a half.
Someone had the bucket at all times. And they were just messing around. Like, we would, like, put it over our heads, and then we'd have another guy sink the guy so that they could, like, be underwater without having to hold their breath in the bucket.
Yeah, because you'd have, like, a pocket of air under the bucket.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he got the XL bucket.
The really gigantic
And then
bucket.
we tried doing that one, but that was so hard to push down because of all of the weight of the water and everything.
And then I was trying to stand on the bucket while I was completely submerged.
Yes.
But because of, like, it being a bucket, it would float a little bit, so I tried to, like, balance on it.
And then one time someone came up, and it was so quick, like, we almost killed them because their head was still in the bucket, but we were, like, above them, and we shot them, like, in the the bucket hit some guy's butt, and he, like, cracked his neck or something, like, in the bucket.
Yeah. You know, I think the best way to, like, explain the mindset of what we're talking about...
Dude-dumb.
What's it called? You know in Toy Story, those little green aliens?
You mean like the ones from Toy Story?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you said Toy Store.
Oh no, from Toy Story.
From
Toy Story, those little green aliens. Yeah, big brain aside over here.
Yes, the Toy Story, that take me to your leader.
Yeah, and then like whenever they're in the little claw machine, everyone's like, the claw, and everything was fun. That's like the mindset of men with buckets.
Yeah.
And ice.
It's like those seagulls from Nemo. It's at night.
Yeah, there's just no brain cells have left. And that's it.
If you have the right group of guys together, there's no like consumption of any foreign substances required. Everybody will already be base high and just like lucid, and we'll all just like.
It's like when you like stay up way too late at night, and everyone's in that state of mind where like you're all just crack.
Absolutely. Oh, there was this one night on Discord where we were all hanging out, and Thomas likes to take his shirt off.
Bro, I remember that.
He likes airing it out, right? And that's fine.
He sleeps shirtless all the time, which is fine.
We were just at that stage of the night where we were all tripping nuts, and then me and my friends, we all look at each other, and then we just all take off our shirts, just sit there in the Discord. I was
part of the Discord call before everyone got naked, right? And I left because I was building my 3D printer, and I come back at like 4 a.m. just to see like what everyone's up to, like why everyone is still in the call. I come back in, everyone has their cameras on, so they're talking to each other, essentially like a FaceTime. And I come back in and everyone is shirtless. And I'm like, what the hell did I just come back to? And I was like, you know what? That's enough. I'm just going to hang up now.
We were all like so lucid from just being awake till like 5, 6. We were just like, F it, bro. Let's just stay our shirts off and see what happens.
And I'm like, what is going on, bro?
All those movies like about like the like groups of friends who are like pranksters, like a lot of Adam Sandler movies, like Grown-Ups and stuff. Yeah. They really do get the vibe kind of correct about dudes, because at a certain point there's like no F's given, and it's just it's like we like our friend Amar, we deface his car like on the daily, like we'll just use our keys to unscrew his license plate. I never understood how that started,
but we just like
I think it was a robotics thing.
Maybe like we'll take off your like license plate, we'll like take off your windshield wipers.
And you'll bend in your side mirrors.
Yeah, as you're driving off, we'll close your side mirrors so you can't see. Like, it's not that we're trying to like hurt anybody, but it's like that's I don't know how to explain it. It's just that.
Me neither. It's just kind of it's like funny because no one does it to anybody but Amar. But we all know when we do it to Amar why we're doing it to Amar, and we love doing it.
When we went to what's it called, like the overnight little Ramadan the hangout, Tristan was Al kind of took off Tristan's license plate, and he didn't realize that it was off for like hours upon hours. And he comes back right before Tristan leaves. He goes, "Hey, here's your license plate." And Tristan's like, "Bro, I've been driving without a license plate. What do you mean?"
Dude, I got pulled over one time because the Lexus does not have a front license plate. And in the state of Texas, you need 2. Yeah. And the cop was like, "Excuse me, I don't think this is correct." And I was like, "Officer, listen, I got it from the dealership like this. I didn't do this on purpose." And he was like, "I think you can still do it." And I was like, "I really don't believe that, but sure, whatever." And he let me off with the warning.
Yeah, most of the time we'll take off your license plate or close your mirror.
It's just like dumb, stupid stuff. Like,
I once like opened up like Thomas's gas door thingy.
Oh my god! Why would
and I was like, "Here you go."
Why would you?
Because he was leaving, and I was like, "Why are you leaving?" He goes, "I gotta go do some stuff." I'm like, "You're going to your girlfriend's, aren't you?" He goes, "No." So I opened up his gas thing.
That's the best way to interrogate a homie.
And then whenever like the gas thing isn't closed fully, your engine light will pop up. Like engine something service light will pop up.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Hey bro, why are my lights on?" "Oh, I might have just opened up your gas tank. I don't know."
That's why I'm so excited for if we ever move in together, whoever the combination of people is, because I swear it's going to be the funniest thing.
Here's the matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's going to move in together. If we're all just going to be like in their room, half of us visiting, half of us like whatever, nothing will be normal.
It's just gonna be bands, bro. It's just gonna be us being really crazy all the time.
Someone's gonna wake up and like their mattress is in the pool at one point or something, like duct taped to the ceiling.
I swear, it's like a TV show.
Bald.
Oh, like when we went to Thomas's lake house, Ibrahim in the morning woke all of us up by playing Crazy Train, and we were all sleeping. Me and everybody else who I was sharing my room with, we were all like, and then all of a sudden we hear.
Yeah, no, honestly, that was the best way to wake all y'all up.
It was so scary though, dude. I had no idea what was going on.
And because Al brought his like what's it called, like a bass speaker or whatever it's called.
Yes.
I was like, perfect. What's the loudest song I can think of right
so
now off the top of my head?
bad because the sound quality was awful.
Yeah, after you turn up like a certain volume, it just sounds like you're scratching something.
Oh yeah, and even in that same day, like we were all just sitting around and we were like, why don't we wrestle? And then we just got an old mattress and then started wrestling.
Amar and Al were wrestling for like an hour just trying to see who's like the alpha male, I guess.
I promise you guys, it's not like a masculinity thing. It was more just like a we wanted to knock heads kind of thing.
We're like, you think you're gonna beat me, bro? Let's go.
Like there was just some adrenaline that they just wanted to get out. And it was so funny because even after I did my bout, I was like, I'm done, guys. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
They just kept going. They just kept
They were
fighting.
like, Ibrahim, you should go in. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to break any of y'all's backs now.
And then one of our other friends tried like poking Ibrahim and was really annoying him. And Ibrahim is very much the observer of equal rights. So when she kept doing it a little bit too much, Ibrahim just straight up like pushed her.
No. She was sitting on the couch, and I guess like she was annoying me. I just picked her up and then threw her on the floor, and I'm like, if you're gonna keep annoying me, I'll just... No, oh, yeah, because she took my spot, and I was like, bro, I will literally end your bloodline, dude. Like, I'm running off of 4 cans of Red Bull. It is 4 a.m. I will throw you on the floor. So I picked her up, and I was like, bye. And I threw her on the floor, and I was like, don't talk to me.
And it was really sad because, like, obviously, girl hurt, I'm feeling bad, but at the same time, like... She saw it coming, bro. Like, she should have known.
Everyone knows.
Ibrahim said, so when she was, like, looking at us for, like, some empathy, we were all just like, nah.
That's on you, bro.
Nah, homie, that was you, man. That's not, we didn't do anything. That was, you deserve that one.
I went and sat down, I had, like, that face, I'm like...
You had zero guilt on your face. I loved that so much. There was not an ounce of regret in your eyes. You were just like yeah.
That's what I do with all the girls. That's why, like, I think most of them, like, hate me, but they love me deep inside. Like, any of our female friends, they'll be like, Ibrahim... What do I do? You're being an idiot, first of all. And second of all, like, you should not be doing X, Y, and Z. And I would be completely true to them and be like, listen, equal rights, equal fights. You're going to get slapped sooner or later. And it might be me, but, like, here's the truth.
Oh, yeah, that was, like, so one of the girls was, like, poking me a lot and, like, slapping me. Like, you know how girls are like, stop it, and, like, slap you?
Yeah.
So she was doing that a lot to me. I think maybe it was, I forget who. All I remember was they're close friends. So then they kept doing that to me. And then after a certain point, I got like I got fed up. So then I was like, all right, this is it, bro. And when she reached to slap me, I like spun around her and I slapped her so hard on her back. Like just one nice... And then you and all the other boys just looked at me and I was like, hey, man. I stand by that.
And we're like,
you guys were like, oh,
that broke the sound barrier,
know, bro. And she was like, how could this have happened?
How can she slap?
And I was like, it's not that hard. You slap me a bunch. It builds up.
Karma comes back, bro. Karma comes back.
Karma does come back.
Or either like stepping on a Lego, getting like biting your tongue. I saw it getting slapping you in the back.
Yeah, no, I feel bad about that. There was one time that I was in like elementary school, and there was this girl who's being really, really mean to me. So to scare her and her friend group of bullies, I picked up a really large rock and kind of just walked up to them. And the teacher saw that and immediately sent me to the principal's office.
Well done.
And I had to explain myself. I was like, listen, those girls were being really mean, and I was just trying to fight back. And
what?
And my principal was like, listen, son, I get that. Like, I really do. But you can't be picking up boulders and threatening people. And I was like, well, what do I do? There was 3-1. And then he was like, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well done. That'll hold up in court.
But I know I could hear in his voice. He was like, yeah, you did what you had to do.
Remember in high school that one girl that kept like spitting on some kid, and so he goes
oh my God.
with his lunchbox and smacks the crap out of her.
He did like a double pirouette and then from overhead dropped a metal lunchbox on her head just because she kept spitting on him.
He goes, hammer of God, boing, and all the teachers are like, no, but deep and down there, it's like, hey, good job, bro.
Yeah, like we were talking.
They were like, "Hey, don't do that."
Obviously, they
but
were like,
well
"That's not a
done.
good idea," but deep down, they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no,
she deserved that. That makes sense."
That's one way to do it.
There was that one girl that like almost like killed Thomas.
Yeah.
She threatened to kill him and
She
like
threatened me
actually
and
tried to
Thomas.
fight him.
She threatened me and Thomas, and she started fighting me, and I was like, "Bro, I will end you right now. I will end you and your oily ass face, bro. Like, I will end you." And I went and told like the teacher, I'm like, "Hey, yo, can we like, I don't know, talk about this?" And they were like, "No, use your words. Don't talk about doing anything bad like that." And they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not gonna help you." And they walked off. I don't know why they walked off. I don't know what's going on. But they were like, "Use your words," and I was like,
Because sometimes, bro, in school, it's not about if the institution can help you. You have to do what you gotta do on your own.
and I was about to fight her, low key, and then I got her to get off of me, and I was like, "Okay."
My uncle one time was telling me about like when he was a kid, he was getting bullied a lot by all these little kids. This is in India, but he was getting bullied a lot. So he comes home and his dad sees with like all the bruises and black eye and stuff, and he's like, okay, let's fix this. So they go and they talk to the principal at the school, and he's like, this is unacceptable. Why are you letting your kids do this? And he's like, well, we can't really control them, blah 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 blah. Dumb institution answer. So my grandpa takes my uncle back home, and he's like, listen, we did things a nice way. Right, we told them to stop. We tried to see what we can do. He's like, now you defend. He's like, defend yourself. He said, I don't care what they say. I will defend you. You defend yourself. And my uncle kicked their butts, bro.
Bro, honestly, that was me in Egypt because I was really young when I was living in Egypt. I used to get bullied a lot by like just one kid, right?
How big was he?
I was kind of like small at the time, and he was probably like 1.5 my size.
Oh gosh.
I think he was like a grade higher than me or something. And I was like I would come back home with like black eyes and stuff like that as a kid.
What?
And this was in Egypt, and it was in a private school. And my mom did the same exact thing as your grandfather. She went and she was talking to the guy, to the principal, and they were like, just playing around, boys will be boys, blah blah blah. Mom hated that answer, and she goes like, honestly, just like I'll argue if you got into fights. I don't mind. So at one point, I started like fighting back the kid. And everyone's like, you're fighting back the bully? And I'm like, yeah, bro.
That's even possible. And then you became the bully.
And then low-key, I ended up like, the bully became like one of my close friends.
What?
It was the funniest thing on earth. Because I would not get in trouble because my mom would pay off the janitors and be like, just make sure no one dies. And so the janitors would also like work under my mother because they would get paid horribly. And so anytime there was a fight, I'd fight a little bit. And then after like I'd start winning a little bit, then the janitors would come in and like back off, everyone like stop. And then my mom would walk in because like the principal would call my mother or something. She'd be like, I remember me coming to you and telling you about this issue. I wonder why it got so far.
That's crazy.
I wonder why they kept fighting. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna take my son home now. And I would just go home and be like, hey, I'm chilling with a black eye, but he also got a black eye and a blue face and all that. I'm chilling. And so I just walk around looking like the big kid who beat up the double-hided bully, and I'm like, yeah. And then he became friends with me, and now we started beating up other kids, but that's a different story.
Middle school was wild. I had so many weird close encounters, getting into fights or being in fights or having to be the friend of a friend who was in a fight.
I almost fought the quarterback of my middle school, and everyone was like, excuse me? You almost did what? He's our quarterback. You're not allowed to touch him like, but I will fight you, bro. I'm like, I will end you.
Hands will be thrown.
Like, our coach was about to let us fight, like, because we were on the football field, and I was about to fight the kid, and he's like, you want to go right now? I'm your quarterback. I don't care. I'm a lineman. Technically, I sack you for a living.
Dang, that's true.
And I was literally,
that is true.
I was like 2 inches from fighting him. The only reason they stopped us from fighting was because we both took off our helmets. And so someone could honestly get hurt because we don't have our helmets on anymore. And that's when they kind of broke it up. And I'm like, dude.
You were fighting in football uniforms?
Yeah, like a full football uniform.
That's just as bad as having a sumo wrestle.
Yeah, but this kid was taller than me by like 3 inches at the time. And he was a lot skinnier. Like, he had muscle, but like he's also one of those like those perfect Zac Efron like looking guys.
Those guys scare me the most.
Those guys don't scare me at all because like they're just annoying little pricks who think
they might be super strong, and then you get decked.
But no, like after working out with him and like knowing this guy, I'm like, dude, I can sit on you and you can die. Like, that's how bad it is. But he was pissing me off, and he was pissing all of like the other linemen off because he's like the big quarterback and everything. And He was like, we were running because someone got us in trouble or something, and we'd have to run the full football field like a million times. And he kept getting like he kept yelling, and I was like, dude, shut up! You're also running. Why are you yelling at us? It's not like we did it wrong. You're also running, bro. You might be on A team and I'm on B team, but it doesn't matter. We're all running. And he kept like arguing back with me. He's like, shut up. I'm like, you shut up. I'm like, you shut up. And then we slowly started getting closer to each other. And everyone's like, ooh, okay, T. And all like the A team boys are like, do we get on with this? I don't know what's going on. Like Ibrahim, like we're friends with him, but he's also our like other dude's our quarterback.
He's our leader.
He's our leader, bro. And I was so close. And he's like, I will shut you up. I'm like, try me. I was cussing him. I was like, try me, bro. Try me. I am looking for a good fight right now.
I was always the kind of kid that whenever people would say those like things to start fights, I'd be like, but why? I'd like brain them. Like there was this one girl in my math class who would not stop interrupting the teacher. So I was like, hey, can you not? That's kind of like mean. And she was like, bro, I will plant you on the concrete right now. Something like that. And I was like, but why? I was like, think about this for a second. We're just talking about math class. Why? Why would you do that? She was like, I don't know. I was going to do it. And I was like, okay. Do that, get in trouble, leave the math class, probably not come back to school, and I'll be here, I'll be fine. You were the one who really lost in the situation. And I don't think she actually was scared. She just got confused by what I was saying.
She was like, what?
And she kind of just stopped.
My brain too small for this.
There was this time that we were playing Foursquare at high school with some of the older classmen when we were freshmen. Mm-hmm. And one of them was just being a particularly rude guy, like breaking all the rules in the game, being annoying in the line. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this. And I was like, if anything happens, I see that there's a teacher right there, a teacher right there, and a teacher right there. So we'll see what happens. So he's being annoying, and I'm like, hey, can you not? And he was like, say that one more time. Say that one more time and see what happens. And I'm like, okay, stop it. You're being annoying. And he pushes me to the ground, and I'm like, okay, this is perfect. He hit me first. Mm-hmm. The teachers probably can see. Oh, the teachers aren't even looking. Oh, no, my backup plan. Because that was my whole plan. I was like, even if I get beat up, it doesn't matter because I'll have witnesses. But they were not looking. And I'm so glad that Joseph got in the way. Mm-hmm. He is the one that stopped that fight because he was also friends with him. So he got between us. He was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Leave him alone. But if he did not do that, bro, I would have gone walloped. Because this man was just large. He was just large.
Yeah, I remember the fight.
Mass wins. That's just the truth.
I think the difference between you and I, like one of the main differences between you and I is if there's a fight, you'd kind of like big brain out of it, like
yeah, because I don't want to hurt people,
like verbally or like physically type of fight. But if me, it's like I will continue down this road. Like
I like that though. I like that about you.
Like if you're gonna start fighting me, like physically, I will do If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose the fight. But I will put up a fight.
That's why we complement each other so well. Because if I got into a fight, you'd help me.
I'd be like, hey, bro, what you doing?
And then if I had the confidence that you were there, then I would also fight. I kind of want to get into a fight now. Just because I want to actually like use all this new martial arts skill that I built up from watching all the Marvel movies. You know?
Yeah, that's how it works.
But
also, like, verbal fights, I feel like I get into a lot more verbal fights than you do.
I don't, yeah, because I don't
mind it. I'll
big
be like,
brain intellectually, so I don't get into a lot of verbal fights.
I'm big brained in the sense that I will bring up all your darkest insecurities during the verbal fight. Like that one girl I verbally fought during high school. Mm-hmm. I made her like, I was like, this is why your boyfriend broke up with you, this is why no one likes you, this is why your friend left you, and everyone's like,
this is why you're
relax,
balding, this is why
bro.
you probably can't have kids,
this is why you can't have a 401k cancer. This is why you're gonna be sad and die alone. This is why this isn't. Everyone's like, yo, relax. I'm like, no.
You know that one where it's like, bro, you ended his whole career. I feel like that's what I feel like when you find people like that. You're like, yo, you didn't have to destroy his entire life savings like that, dude.
Like, relax, dude. Like, he's just trying to live. No more living. Living expired.
But done. Like, do you remember when we went to the lake house? Like, me and Amar, we were one of the wrestlings, and I could not pin him because I just didn't want to hurt him. Like, there were so many times you guys were like, just do this, just do that, and I was like one or two positions away from like actually, but yeah. I felt so bad. Like, I remember when I was in that moment, I was like, my every bone in my body doesn't want to hurt this man who's one of my best friends. So I just could not bring my body to do it. But I feel like if I hated somebody enough, I wouldn't mind planting my knuckles in their cheeks. Yeah.
I was that night was so funny because it was me and Al trying to tell you, because we always thought like you were kind of like the underdog, and Mark's kind of like a bigger, more like chunkier guy.
Yeah. Even though we're similar weight. Which is why we classed with each other, because me and him are similar height and weight.
Maybe, yeah, but like he seems a little more like chunkier than you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so we were like, I saw do this, raise your hips, do this, and Thomas is like, Amar, just don't lose. We're like, no, shut up. listen, raise your hips, turn to the right, put your right, and we're like trying to teach you while you're fighting. It was the funniest thing on earth. But I think
Yeah.
if I was in the same case, I wouldn't really like, I wouldn't hurt them per se. I just put up a really good fight to the point where I'd make them like either tap out or something.
Well, that's
But
the
I
whole
wouldn't
goal,
mind
to
like,
make them tap
yeah,
out.
like you'd stop at a certain point mentally, like, oh, I don't want to hurt. I'd be like, bro, I'm about to put you in a fucking headlock. Tap,
Yeah.
boy, tap, tap.
Yeah,
tap.
I guess that is the case.
Even
I
if it's like a
conflict
friend, like I don't
mitigation.
mind because I know we won't like. I know I won't break the relationship that we're doing.
See, that's why I like karate so much. That's why I like. There's another style where it's basically like, I forget the name, where it's about putting the opponent down as fast as possible. Because I don't like actually fighting people. I like dodging their stuff and slapping their hands away. But with wrestling, it's completely different because you have to like lock into each other.
Yeah.
And I put Amar in a nasty hold where I had his arm around his jaws, and if he moved his arm, it would turn his neck, and I felt so bad because I was like, strategically, this is the best thing I could have done, but ethically, I feel very bad about this.
There's a movie called like Warrior with who's the dude from Venom?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy and some other dude, and essentially like the very like end of the spoiler alert, very end of the movie, like they're boxing. It's a boxing movie. Tom Hardy breaks his like shoulder, but he needs the money for like after the win, so he keeps fighting. But his brother ends up like the dude is like, listen, I'm not gonna fight you with a broken arm because they're both brothers fighting each other.
Aww.
And so he's like, he needs the money too, but like they're both fighting each other. Like, no, I don't want to fight you, but I do want to fight you. But like he keeps like he just kind of like does like light jabs. And he's like, dude, just tap out. Like, I know you have a broken arm. Tom Hardy's like, no, keep fighting me. Keep fighting me. And the guy's going through that ethical, like, dilemma. Do I keep fighting him because I need the money or not? And he's like, no, stop. Yeah, anyway.
Dude, no, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Like, that would have really torn
I mean, the
my
guy
heart.
ended up putting his brother with a broken arm in, like, a headlock and, like, knocking him out almost. And then makes him tap, but, like...
Yeah, the good thing is I have a very good shoulder. I have a very good right hook. So, in that case, I could have knocked him out.
Yeah.
It's like one hit.
But we never like fight. We were just like wrestle.
I want to do
We
boxing.
pin.
That's one of the fighting sports that I genuinely want to get good at, because I could do karate, but I feel like a little wimp being in a class of other kids learning how to hit people. But boxing would be really fun because it's just like jabs and dodging stamina and things like that. Because I think also boxing is one of the most applicable fighting styles for like real life if you do have to defend yourself in any case.
Yeah, I guess.
For me, I just look like a Jackie Chan film every time I'm fighting people. People like, sometimes people are like, oh my god, it's so cool. And sometimes people are like, this is the lamest crap I've ever seen. Because I'm just like swatting people's hands away and I make it look like I'm trying really hard, but I'm really not. It's just...
I did exactly what you're talking about once in like 5th grade. In 5th grade, we used to have this boxing match in the bathroom like every week.
Oh my.
It was the stupidest thing on earth for a bunch of little idiot kids. This is back to that whole like men, small brain, pea brain, whatever, not yeah.
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga fight. But it wasn't like masculinity fight. It's just like, hey, every week we gotta fight. And so it was my turn versus one of my friends. And I was like, yeah, I watched like Karate Kid. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. But then they switched it up and they're like, yeah, we're not boxing today. We're slap fighting.
Oh, God.
And I was like...
Slap boxing is so fun.
I was like, I don't remember. I didn't know what... Jackie Chan didn't teach me how to do this, bro. Like, how do I do this? And we were in a bathroom. And it was like me and like this other kid who I knew very well. Like, we were like best friends for a little while. And a couple other guys in there. And we started like slap boxing and stuff. And I don't know what I did, but he knocked me on the floor, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? I ain't gonna be a little kid. I ain't gonna be pushed around like that. I stood up, did this like weird like ninjutsu, spinjitsu, like weird like essentially it was Jackie Chan but slap fighting, slap boxing, and I hit him on his ear, a little under his ear. My middle finger was like touching his like earlobe or something, and I slapped him, and he fell on the floor, and I was like, ha, I'm cool like that. I was about to continue fighting him, but like he was like, stop! I can't hear out of my right ear, and I was like, oh, hold on. Jackie Chan didn't tell me the guy can go deaf.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing about fighting.
And no one wanted to tell the teacher that he couldn't hear out of his ear, and I felt so bad for making him deaf.
Was he bleeding?
He wasn't bleeding. He just could not. It was a big bright red mark under his ear, and he was like, I can't hear. So we went back to class. All of us like our faces are like yellow and like in shock. Like, what do we do? And then like he comes back the next day and he goes, "Don't worry, I can hear now." I'm like, what?
He probably like shifted his eardrum or something.
I probably like, or what I'm thinking is I slapped him so hard and he'd expect me to because like he pushed me around for like majority of the fight that I shocked him so well that he kind of like he needed an excuse to get out of the fight. You know,
maybe
that's what I lied to myself and tell.
See, that's what scares me the most about fighting is irreparable damage. Like if you get caught in ear, or if you deviate your septum via fighting, or you get like swollen eyes or like things like that. Like that's why I like karate, because it's just you just aim for the vital organs and then you're done.
It's like what do they do in Shang-Chi?
You mean like with the rings?
The fight title? No, the fight.
Oh, the fighting style. Oh, I forget what kind it is.
I'm pretty sure I can like Google and be like, what is fight style in Google?
I think it was just normal. It's a Chinese-based martial art where it's Krav Maga. No.
Yeah, it sounds something funny like that. Fight style, I guess. Fight style. Because I remember them saying something weird about it. Doesn't
every martial arts style. Here, go on that first one.
The first.
Yeah.
We are googling. 1 minute, please, por favor.
Because he always used tiger stance, but he also changed it every now and then.
Yeah. Orchestra by nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Works out.
I talked about this in the Corridor Crew video as well. I know what you're talking about.
Shaolin.
Well, yeah, Shaolin based. Tai Chi, yeah,
was a little bit of it,
that's
and then
Tai Chi.
I don't know that one. Wing Chun.
Tai Chi is the one that all of the members of the village use. His mom used, his new ones, and then that other one I guess is the more aggressive one that the bad guys would use.
Yeah, there's a couple of these I have no clue.
Bakwazang. That's the weird, really. That like the spinny, slappy one.
Yeah, the one where you don't slap, but you kind of spin.
And Hung Ga is the one that his dad and all of the I forget what the bad faction is named. The Ten Rings. All the guys from Ten Rings would use. Whoever that the guy with the white face paint, he would also do something. Oh,
Wing Chun is the one that Ip Man uses.
Yeah. The
one Ip Man uses, bro, makes you feel like you're not hitting him, but you are hitting him.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Emphasizing fighting, trapping, and chain punching to overwhelm the opponent at a close range, which makes sense because the Ip Man, he like punch him like 7 times like a second.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even look like you're like punching him. It kind of looks like you're just tapping him really quick.
Baiji Quan?
I don't know this one. Kung Fu, essentially. It's a form of Kung Fu.
With explosiveness. And close range fighting.
And then Tai Chi. And then...
I like the ones that look like dances. That's why that movie was so good, because all the fighting was just straight up dancing.
Yeah. Like a lot of it's like circular movement. Essentially how it's explained.
You know what I wanted to get into when I was a kid a lot? Fencing. Because I really liked sword fighting, which now I realize is not really the same thing, but I loved swords, and I was like, what's the thing as a kid that I can do where I can use swords? And I was like, fencing. Because I love, more than real fighting, I love sword fighting. Yeah. Because it's like so cool. Gunfighting is just hide behind a thing.
Hide behind, don't get shot. Done.
Reload, maybe do some Keanu Reeves gun dancing. Yeah. But like sword fighting, like from The Witcher or from like Game of Thrones or things like that, it's so cool.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. So like if I had my choice, I'd probably do like a Tai Chi or karate kind of thing, and then I would like get good at using like a long sword or something. Because those things are freaking sick, dude.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Because there's like a study that Corridor Crew was doing with their fighting stuff, and they were looking at the best sword scenes, and what they found were that the best ones were the shortest ones. The ones, because sword battles really don't last that long. It's like 1 or 2 cuts in the right places and you're done. And oh man, they're just so cool.
It's really weird about
amazing.
The interesting thing about like Shang-Chi and everything was they also use the rings as like an attack weapon.
Yes, like
so I guess like that's part of the movement. Was a ring was kind of like a weapon based off of the movement.
It's like a whip and a nunchuck at the same time.
Yeah, you can use it as whatever.
Oh look, there he is using nunchucks.
Yeah, or this is like a baton. I guess.
No.
That's that looks like a baton, right?
It's a 3-pronged nunchuck, or not pronged, but like 3 chain instead of 2 chains.
2 chains.
Or some weird thing, I don't know.
That looks interesting.
But I think
they also use like spears and stuff.
Whenever a homie with no weapons fights a dude with a knife, that is the most impressive thing I ever watch. Because whenever it's like you have no defense, right?
But
or
then
rather,
you win.
to the layman, you have no defense and you disarm them, right? You make it an equal fight, or you use the fact that they have a weapon against them. Like that is always the most impressive thing to me.
Yeah, interesting. Whatever. Like the bus scene from that movie.
Yes.
Where the one guy had like a knife sword as an arm, and then fights him.
Oh yeah, it's so cool.
And then Awkwafina's like, "Who are you?" Like
Awkwafina. That's why the bus fight was the trapping style, because he was doing a lot of like using his jacket and like locking them with the bars.
That's what Karate Kid was at the beginning when he was training him. He was using the jacket like jacket up,
so lit.
Jacket down. Put on the jacket.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wax on, wax off. Oh my god, I love those things, man. I used to do karate when I was a kid, but I was so bad at fitness that when they asked us to do like 25 push-ups, 30 push-ups, I'd be like, no.
I used to do karate in Egypt when I was a lot younger, and it was, I don't even think it was karate, because we would do like the standard, like, you know, right punch for left leg, you know, type small movements. Granted, I only got like yellow belt before I moved, but it was the weirdest thing because we would do like trainings and like stretchings and stuff like that. We would have to do the splits as one of our exercises, and then the teacher, who's like a fully grown 35-year-old male, would come and then stand on our legs as we do splits.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, dude, I'm 12. What are you doing on me? Like, that sounds
Jesus.
weird. But I'm like, you're literally standing on my legs.
How did he not break you?
There was a lot of times where everyone's like, because he would stand on our thighs,
Oh,
and kind of like push us out a little bit. And I'm like, dude, chillax.
that sounds painful, bro.
And then when I left, I'm like, okay, cool. My legs feel sore a lot. It's bad.
Kind of switching gears a little bit, but also along the same-ish lines of childhood activities
And men.
and being boys. We wanted to kind of talk about a little bit of our childhood crushes. I thought that would be kind of funny
Because men are men.
Because I had so many as a kid. Apparently, Ibrahim had a lot more than I thought.
Okay, no, listen.
But I had a bunch.
Listen, okay, the reason I thought about childhood crushes a little bit to mix into this video, this podcast, I said video, was because, like, I was thinking of, like, what men think, right? And I was watching this show or something, or, like, video the other day, where the girls were like, is this all that guys talk about? Just, like girls, cars, and, like funny, stupid jokes. And then this kind of just came up, like, when, I don't know, we got to talk about girls if we're talking about men at this point. So
That's true.
We got to throw this in there. And then Assad came up with, like, why don't we talk about childhood crushes and celebrity crushes? I'm like, I am down. I got way too many to talk about, yo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think I'd like to preface, at least for me, that especially when I was little, I was very naive and very innocent. So all of these are purely from an intellectual, personality-based realm, and not from a sexual attraction realm. Because I didn't even know a lot of stuff between men and women. I thought we were basically the same human being. So it didn't really make any sense to me. My man's is
capping.
But to start,
Cap'n Crunch over here, bro.
If any of y'all have seen Girl Meets World, all right?
Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're doing cartoons and then we're doing real people.
Yeah, we're going over cartoons and real people because that is fundamentally part of our...
Because as a kid, you know, you watch cartoons, you're like, ooh, damn. And you don't see girls at school at that point as, like, a very, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
They have cooties.
Yeah, like, you don't think about it too much. Whenever you see, like, a hot, like, cartoon character or something, like a TV show.
Most of these, for me, it was because I thought they were cool.
Yeah,
like I thought they were nice.
That's a lie. Anyway,
I mean, no, I will not. I'm not gonna disagree. Probably like a little subconscious part of me was like, boonga boonga. But I didn't. Even now when I think about it, I objectively don't. That's not the first thing I think about. So
there's a couple of these. Yeah, I'd agree.
For example, Rowan Blanchard and Sabrina Carpenter from the show Girl Meets World. Okay, I loved Rowan Blanchard so much because her character as Riley in the show was like the exact person I am, and I was like, dude, that's perfect. She's literally me. And that would be great. And then Sabrina Carpenter is the exact opposite. So it's like, wow, it's like a wild side. It's like crazy. It's something new for me. Because like a girl pushing my boundaries would be really cool. Right? Like somebody who's very, very different from me.
So you're like a bottom.
Well, again, I didn't understand that concept at the time, but you can still be a top in a situation where someone is pushing you as a person.
So you're submissive and breedable.
I think some people want us to be submissive and breedable. And then I think another one, Ibrahim, I don't know if you shared this one. I don't see it on the list, but Miley Cyrus from Hannah Montana, bro. Oh, no, honestly, my gosh, she was so cool.
Watching Hannah Montana, I did not find Hannah Montana down the list attractive or very cool that much. So
what?
She didn't hit my list.
Famous, and she's from the South.
But she was also annoying.
I guess to a certain degree.
She was annoying me the majority of the time. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll pass.
Okay, what about yours? Name a couple.
Okay. As a kid, the first one I remember off the top of my head, which is kind of still current, was Zendaya.
Really? The first one you can remember?
No, okay, like off the top of my head, like whenever we said, let's talk about childhood crushes. First one just popped in my head because she is current right now, because I still think she's very cool and pretty and banging.
Mingin.
Was Zendaya. And I remember seeing her at Shake It Up. I don't know if she was in anything else as a kid. I just remember watching Shake It Up with her. And
she was also in Casey Undercover. But that was like later.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. But I was like, hey, yo, she seems cool and like pretty. And I'm like, okay, and she can dance, okay, ooh. And then she started like growing up a little more, and I saw her in more like movies and films, and now she's dating Spider-Man, and she looks hot as ever. And I'm like, this is good. I like this. I like where this is going. If you know what I mean. What else was there? Naomi Scott and Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah, dude.
That's enough said.
I didn't know how to verbalize it back then, but when I realized that she was also brown, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, knowing she was like brown and like cultured, I'm like, this just tops the cake. Also, time out, bro.
When she said Baba, I was like, whoa.
Oh, she speaks my language. Oh my god. What's it called? Also, when she did Aladdin, live action Aladdin, all the boys in the group were like, "Ayo, ayo." For us, it's more like a cultural. She understands the cultural part of it, but she's also hot and like can sing, and I'm like, perfect. And then for Lemonade Mouth, at least, she looked like the type of girlfriend that you would want, who understands you and like is still a little bit cultured. If you know what I mean?
In that movie, I actually hated her. I thought she was so annoying.
She was more of like the preppy, like, but I also still like kind of like,
because she was like unnecessarily being dramatic about stuff.
Well, that's all of
like
Disney when we were kids.
liking the drummer, and then like her parents, that whole expectation thing, and
that
she was the first one
bro.
to not want to be in the band, and it was just weird. No, but she was like way too melodramatic about it. It was like I don't know. It just irritated me a lot when I was a kid.
Maybe a little bit.
But I think another person like huge crush I had was, I watched all the High School Musical movies like back to back over and over again, every rerun. And Vanessa Hudgens, I just always
Hudgens looks
oh
good
my
for
god,
a
you're
while.
so cool.
She's
like,
cool.
I wish I could know you. And a lot of my crushes really, I talked about this with a friend when I was very little. But I used to describe it. I was like, have you ever wanted to know someone so badly?
Yeah.
And just like talk to them? It was always
a couple on my list was just straight up that.
People.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in my little kid brain, I couldn't separate the idea that they're playing a character and that's not actually how they are in real life.
I would never think about that.
And I would only be like, oh yeah, this person is exactly who they are in the show.
And she does this, and this is exactly
and
how
I
she
learned
acts.
that with Rowan Blanchard, right? Because I had that was my last and most fat crush on a girl in Disney stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw her Instagram and like the way she is in real life, it's nothing like Riley. And in my mind, it was such a weird like mental jump to go over. Like, oh yeah, Riley is different from Rowan. They're not the same person.
Yeah, no. It's very interesting. What's it called? There was like, I think Vanessa Hudgens, for me, she was really cool, and she was that perfect girlfriend that everyone would want, right? She can sing, she is really pretty, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, perfect. And I was like, that's kind of what I'm into. Like, that's the type of girl I think I would. And she was really, really nice. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what you wanted, because everybody in High School Musical was such an extreme.
Yeah.
But
she wasn't
she
too
was
extreme.
the middle of the road for everything.
But on the same note, she was kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, her negative was, or her con was like, oh, but like, Troy doesn't love me.
I forget. It's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah,
it was probably something more stupid than that.
But like, she was like,
I think it was more like career. Like she always had better opportunities, and her whole choice was like, do I stay?
She would never. Yeah, she was never
for Troy, or do I go do a thing I wanted to go do?
I don't know what you call that. I don't think it's like independency or anything, but
okay,
like more like that mindset.
Someone on both of our lists that I see is Megan Fox.
Okay. Listen,
for me, Transformers, bro. Because
Transformers started it all,
bro. Sam was like me in my brain. Sam was like the guy that I always wanted to be, but I was also lame to be. And then when he met, I forget her name in Transformers, the character, but like when he met her, I felt like that same thing like when Peter met Mary Jane. It was the same kind of dynamic, like nerdy kid meets super confident girl.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. How can somebody have this much confidence and also go for a guy like that?
Yeah. So
which in real life doesn't really happen.
It doesn't at all, unless you're somehow amazing. What's it called? But she was that in Transformers. She was that hot girl that everyone was like, damn, you know. What's it called? She was she was on my list. I don't know when she fell off my list. Like, this was more of like elementary school to like 6th grade kind of idea. But she eventually fell off my list. I don't remember why though.
Why? Or do you have like an inkling as to why?
I really don't. Maybe she was like crazy or something. I don't know.
Megan Fox is crazy. That's something I also realized, again, with the fact that they're actors and they're not really that way.
Yeah.
All this MGK stuff really reminded me of the fact that Megan Fox kind of nutty, bro.
She got engaged and to MGK, and I was like, I did not see that coming. Not gonna lie to you.
Oh, and Alex from Wizards of Waverly Place, but just like Selena Gomez in general, I guess.
Okay,
Like,
Alex
oh
and
my
Selena Gomez are two completely
God,
different
dude.
people.
But I liked Alex. Like I
Yeah,
thought
I like
Alex was
Alex.
so cool.
Yeah.
Again, confident girl vibe, but also like
Funny and like
funny and interesting,
witty
and
and all that
will
stuff.
do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And is as dumb and down with the boys as anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, not prissy and things like that. I felt like, wow, that's like a cool friend. Like I'd really want to get to know that person.
And then Selena Gomez is like the complete. I mean, maybe not complete opposite, but like it's very different a little bit.
I think the way that she played Alex was kind of like herself, but
Maybe.
you know, exaggerated for the sake of
Yeah.
a TV show. Because I know in real life, Selena Gomez is also not that like prissy and like she's still pretty like, you know, outgoing and confident like Alex. But
Oops.
what?
I misspelled something. Never mind.
Bad Google.
Bad Google.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like now, like I don't really like her as much on my list anymore. Like as my current I like list.
That's why I like Alex more than Selena Gomez.
Yeah, Alex was cool. After Alex, like after the end of Wizardly Place, she kind of like got like really pretty and like
she got
I liked her a lot
cool,
more,
bro. She got
She
all
got
the
way
magic
cooler.
powers that were like OP.
and then she kind of fell off of my
And
grade.
she kind of fell off. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, never mind. And when she started dating like Justin Bieber, and I was like, I don't like Justin. Now I have a bad
Oh my god,
connection
yeah,
in my
that
head.
whole thing was so weird. Dude.
And then like it was a bad connection in my head, and I was like, I'm out. I'm good.
Ew, I don't like these pictures.
Let me get out of here real quick.
Ew.
Yeah. But supposedly they have like a really interesting relationship right now. When she was in the hospital or something, he would like go and visit her, even though he was married and everything. I don't know. Everyone talks about it on like TikTok and Snapchat and stuff.
Crazies, man.
Let me think another one. Did you ever have an Ariana Grande phase?
I think I always admired Ariana Grande, but I was never too crazy about her. I like Kat. I thought Kat in all the shows was pretty cool, though.
Kat was, but Kat wasn't like Ariana Grande though.
No, absolutely not.
She was the stupid one in the group.
I liked Kat as a person, but I never felt like a crush on her because I thought she was just dumb. Like if she just wasn't as stupid but the same person, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty. You're all right.
Kat herself, I kind of liked just because like she was like stupid, and I was like, I can get along with her. I'm small brained. She's even smaller brained. Perfect. And then she kind of like grew up and like took different roles, and I was like, okay, pretty, but she's still like the weird, stupid, funny girl like I always liked. And now she makes songs, and I haven't really kept up with her as much.
Yeah, she reversed Michael Jackson, and now it's like,
yeah, I don't know how much I feel about her anymore. I know she was like super cool, and every now and then she looks really pretty in her Instagram pictures, but like I don't really think about her too much.
I mean, this reminds me more than anything, right? Everybody grows up, so there's a certain point where they're not going to be the person you remember, and you kind of have to just accept that and move on.
But it's weird. Every now and then I'm like, I remember why I like her.
Interesting.
And she gets back on my list for a little bit, and then she falls off within like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
My list of like people that are like either celebrity crushes or like super cool I want to hang out with kind of thing. But it's like I never understood why she got some of these people that I have on my list. I don't know why they fell off.
Interesting. I mean, when you get older, sometimes things that you like inexplicably just disappear.
Yeah. And
like, I know so many things that I was like, one day I was just like, I don't want to play with you anymore. This dropped.
Toy Story dropping. Yeah. Okay, one I know we both have on our list.
Oh my god, dude.
Which owns both of us was Emma Watson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, bro. I had such a crush on Hermione from Harry Potter for the longest time. And
which Harry Potter movie did you
the
start
most?
liking her?
I would say the first one, or
Really?
maybe the third, because they still looked like babies back then, and I didn't think about it that hard. But like the third one, my favorite Hermione movie is The Prisoner of Azkaban. That movie was just so good for Hermione.
That one I really liked. I think that's when like my thing like picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
My liking of her picked up a little bit.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah.
Because Prisoner of Azkaban was also the one that had in that period of time had the longest jump from the last movie. So they all grew up a lot and they looked a lot different.
Yeah.
And then the Goblet of Fire, when she was wearing that prom dress.
Was Goblet of Fire before or after Prisoner of Azkaban?
Right after.
Are you sure? Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was before.
Nah.
Harry Potter.
Because in the Goblet of Fire, he talks to his uncle that in the Prisoner of Azkaban is the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Shoot, bro. Let me see movie orders. Because I thought it came after movies in order. There we go. Okay, so Chamber of Secrets.
Prisoner of Azkaban. And then Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. Okay. So Harry, Prisoner of Azkaban, and then yeah. Okay.
But then when we were like a little bit older in teenage phase, I saw her in Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I was like, oh my god, she's like even cooler now. But I think the brainy characters were always the ones for me that like I always felt really like I want to know this person really badly.
Yeah.
And that you'll see that in my cartoon list as well. But like anybody who was smart and also pretty, I was like, be my friend, please.
Honestly, no, same. For some of the people like real life and cartoons, I think that's kind of some of it. Some of them are straight up like they're just hot, and I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, she's hot and attractive.
I didn't think like that when I was a kid.
Well, I'm just weird then. I don't know.
No, listen, I know middle school kids that have jumped phases faster than most of us and done certain things that I wouldn't even imagine a middle school kid.
Yeah.
So you being like attracted to things at that age is not weird.
I think like 5th grade, I was like, dang, yo.
That's weird.
She fine.
Yeah, because when I was in...
Maybe it was because of the kids I was hanging around, or like super actually bad kids, and so maybe that's it. But like...
I hung around some pretty bad kids too. But I was also pretty innocent. I don't know. I was very innocent when I was a kid. But yeah, no, Emma Watson, and then I guess proceeding from me, I don't know about you, but Emma Stone. When she was in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Oh my god. I already love Spider-Man, but seeing her as Gwen, dude...
She played Gwen really well, and the only reason I started liking her was because she played Gwen.
That's when I realized that I could be attracted to someone, because when I saw Gwen, I was like, oh my god.
That's when I went from being a boy to a man.
No, but like she played Gwen so well. And again, Gwen is a smart science girl who took a chance on Peter. And I was like, Allah, please.
Please,
where is my Gwen Stacy?
I need one in my life, please.
Oh man, I've always been Gwen over Mary Jane. So that movie with Gwen specifically hit really hard for me.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know the difference. I just like I watch the Spider-Man movies and just go with whatever girlfriend's in that movie.
Yeah, I mean that's what most people do.
Yeah,
I am small in the comics, Gwen is the first girlfriend Peter has, and then when she dies, Mary Jane is his
she dies.
real girlfriend. And the funny thing is, spoilers for I guess Spider-Man No Way Home. But the theory for the next movies is that since MJ forgot him, right, and Ned, the thing is going to be that he's going to meet Gwen. So they're doing it in the reverse order. Instead of Gwen Mary Jane, it's Mary Jane Gwen. Which is going to be really cool. Because, dude, if they cast a Gwen as good as they did Emma Stone, oh man. Oh, okay. So, again, for purely innocent reasons, I watched a lot of Doctor Who when I was a kid. And I started on Matt Smith, and this is going to piss off a lot of people, but I absolutely loved Karen Gillan as Amy and Rory. I loved Amy and Rory so much, but I was like, Amy is, again, that perfect, like, she's, like, courageous, and she's, like, not afraid to be with the boys, and she's also very smart, but also pushes the Doctor to do new things, and everybody imposes themselves on the Doctor because he's pretty blank.
Yeah.
So I was always like, Amy, I wish you were real. I wish I knew someone like you.
Yeah, no, honestly, no, back up. I saw her in a couple movies and like a couple little things, but I liked her as if I had her as a friend type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I've always liked her and Jack Black's like relationship.
Her and Jack Black?
Yeah.
What?
So the reason I bring that up is because I saw her in the movies beforehand, and I was like, she's cool, right? But once I saw them work on Jumanji a little bit,
that's what you mean.
A long time later, I kind of forgot about her a little bit, and then like I came back and I saw her in Jumanji, and I was like, oh yeah, how are you doing? And then like her and Jack Black's relationship, I was like, that's pretty cool. I kind of want that type.
See, no one really knew her before Nova.
Yeah, it's
or not Nova.
She's kind of like
whatchamacall? Nebula. Like she was Nebula in the Avengers.
And I don't know why I liked her in the original play. I just remember like thinking her when I was like younger. I was like, she's cool. But then I kind of like didn't think about it too much. Came back in Nebula and came back in Jumanji, and I was like, yeah, she's cool. But yeah, I don't have too much on her, to be honest.
So who else?
Did you ever have I definitely had one. I still have one right now. A Blake Lively thing.
I didn't really know Blake Lively until I got older.
I knew Blake Lively in like 6th grade.
Wow. Like I knew her face and I was like, she's pretty, but I didn't know her name or care about her at all.
I didn't really care about her. I only thought she was really pretty. Once I figured out she was married to Ryan Reynolds, I'm like,
she's married to. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that Ryan Reynolds is such a Lucky guy, bro. If this wasn't a childhood-based discussion, Ryan Reynolds would be on my list, dude.
List. What's it called?
Oh
I think
my
the
God.
first time I saw her was in The Age of Adeline. That was the movie I saw her in
The
because my
heck?
sister was watching it. And I remember seeing her in Age of Adeline, and I was like, yes, sir. And then I watched her in the Shallows, and I was like, yes, sir.
I thought you were gonna say like Gossip Girl or something.
I don't watch Gossip Girl.
Me neither, but you know.
But the original movie that I saw her in was Age of Adeline.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting movie. It's like when she doesn't age, but like, everyone's like, what? And then she ends up falling in love with it. Whatever. Yeah, it's a long, complicated story. I don't know how to explain it really.
There's this movie called The Time Traveler's Wife, and they're making a remake of it. But you need to watch the original, maybe with someone you care about, like a friend or something.
What?
It's such a good movie, Ibrahim. It's so good.
She kind of has like that, like Melissa Benoist like face a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. She's just got like the average white girl face. Like it's just like universal.
Yeah, but she's also really nice and like really pretty and like she seems really cool and fun.
She does seem really cool. And Ryan Reynolds is a great guy.
Yeah, and then like I remember like their relationship like while I was growing up watching them like on social media and like talk about each other a little bit. Whenever she got pregnant, he would like post a picture of her and be like, "I did that."
Aww.
Like I was like, I want a relationship like that, bro. That seems like funny and like quirky and stupid.
Bro, Ryan is great.
Yeah, honestly, he's great. He's on my like the really cool hot guy list.
Yeah, he's a man crush list.
Yeah, for like my what's that list that couples do? They're like you're allowed to like cheat on me.
Your
with
leave
or
you
something.
list.
Yeah, something stupid like that. You're allowed to sleep with one
Your
person.
cheat list.
Yeah, your cheat list. Like I would if my wife or whatever said he's on the cheat list, I'd be like, bro, he's on mine too.
Oh shoot.
High five.
Who else? Brenda Song
She's not really on my list.
from Sweet Life on Deck, and then Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, bro. I thought she was annoying as hell.
She's still
in the
annoying in
Sweet
my
Life
eyes.
movies.
Yeah.
But then when she did Wendy Wu, I was like, oh my god, she cannot play a really squeaky voiced, annoying, dumb person. And then she was in some other shows after that, and I was like, I have so much respect for Brenda. You do you, bro. You're crazy. I love you.
She never.
So, yeah,
she
she
kind
was
of
pretty
annoyed
cool
me
in my
too
mind.
much. I never like thought she was pretty or anything. She just never hit my notes.
Yeah. I kind of. She proved herself after a while to me, so it made sense.
Oh, you know what was a weird one that I thought of? It was weird because when I saw this person, this celebrity, I never like really. She seemed smart, but also really pretty. But I liked her more because like she seemed like I don't know how to explain it. Damn it, intelligent, but also like I know she's not because that's just in the movie. But it I don't know. Jessica Alba.
Oh yes.
I don't know how I feel about her.
I don't know either, bro.
Because I thought she was like really cool and like not too stuck up in some of her movies. But then again, it was in the movies that when I liked her.
Because she went from being like a character that's in genuinely good movies to being hot girl typecast.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, sure, she's pretty, but like,
I liked her in what's it called? I think I first liked her in Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer or whatever, a long time ago when she was still like blonde or whatever.
Everyone's sleeping on Spy Kids, dude. That new Spy Kids movie with the
her
Smell-O-Vision.
Spy Kids.
Oh my god, that was the first time I was like, I'm attracted to an adult.
She did look good in Spy Kids, but when did Spy Kids come out?
Spy Kids came out in 2015, I think.
Let me see, 2011.
Oh my god, that was so long ago.
Which
Which also had Rowan Blanchard in it.
There you go.
That's the little girl.
Merry Christmas, Happy. I don't know. Sure.
And Happy New Year.
Fantastic Four.
Bruh, my heart would light up every time I talked about
2007.
her. Every time I saw her in a movie, I felt like she was in real life.
Yeah.
I was so bad with crushes in middle school, though.
Do you ever used to like go home or like? I guess not go home, but like at night, right before you fall asleep, you kind of have like those scenarios in the head.
I would just fantasize with endless scenarios. Yeah, no. See, my celebrity crushes were more just like in the back of my mind. I didn't think about them. Unless it was like Rowan or like one of those serious ones.
Yeah.
But I would obsess over my real life ones like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, but they
real
never
life
went
ones,
anywhere.
But celebrity ones, kind of like those just scenarios that just come up in your head, like you're just playing around with your head.
I think proportionally, it's like a 10 to 1 to like my
100%.
real life to my celebrity.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm just saying, like every now and then they pop up in your in your head.
I think whatchamacall, it's really funny because I ended up with someone who I didn't need to do any of that. Like that was my coping mechanism for people who I had crushes on, and I just did not have to do that with my actual partner, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's it called? Now, the last two that I'm going to bring up that are real life celebrities are 100% just for looks.
Interesting. Okay.
Just for looks.
Shoot him off.
What's it called? Keira Knightley from the one
Yes,
that I liked her was
Pirates
from
of the
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
The blonde chick in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which apparently she was 19.
She was 18 when she
18?
filmed that. And then the other chick was Gemma. How do we say her name?
Artitan.
Artitan or whatever. No,
If y'all watched Prince of Persia,
right? And she said something. Shoot, I just remembered all of her movies and I forgot them. She's in the new Kingsman movie. She's in Clash of Titans.
Oh, she was in Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunt or whatever. She was in those movies, and I was like, "Yes, sir."
Dang.
Yes, sir. And then she wore all like the Arab sand people stuff, and I was
cultural clothing.
And she was a princess, so she was really pretty because princesses have to be pretty.
Yeah.
And then Keira Knightley just because she looked really good in Pirates of the Caribbean. As a kid, those two were like,
man, we fired off this list pretty quick. I thought it would take a lot longer.
Nah, bro, because we still had to talk about like cartoons.
That's true. Oh my god, I haven't gotten to the cartoons. Okay, so I'll fire off my last ones really quick. So I had now these are like more on the Bollywood side, because that's just something that like I could understand even better as a kid. So everybody knows Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
She was cool. I thought she was pretty, but like I was like, that's it.
I admired her so much until she started getting into American cinema, which is basically every brown person. If you tell them, they'll immediately start hating her.
She's dating, what's it called?
Nick Jonas.
Oh,
they're married, man.
Or they're married. My bad.
Oh, yeah. This other girl named Deepika Padukone, and she's been in some American stuff as well. But like, bro. If you can ever Google Translate anything that I'm saying and then put that in a search,
Google Translate it,
you can have a fun time. And then Aishwarya Rai, she's a older actress in a lot of old movies, but she just looks so great.
She looks like she's kind of fake. Not gonna lie to you.
Nah, dude.
Like she looks like she's like hella caked up.
No,
as in like
she's just a very pale Indian.
Is she? Like okay, but that's a lot of makeup. I think those are.
That's also her when she's older, though.
These are all contacts.
Oh my gosh! Stop, Ibrahim. I'm getting distracted. Listen. Go back to the thing.
No, bro, that's fake.
That obviously is.
What
fake.
do you mean? This is all makeup. This is why girls hate all of us, because we all just know that they're just makeup wise. What is this? Did you know that I had to turn down role position Hollywood?
Okay.
That's enough.
Sidetrack.
And John Cena. Oh
Tangent
no.
Andy.
Okay.
And then I guess you want to shoot off the dudes as well before we go to cartoon.
I got two dudes that I thought were really good handsome.
I got
besides Ryan Reynolds.
5 dudes.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, sir.
Thor. Daddy Thor. Long hair and short hair, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And then Jason Momoa.
I don't know, man. I kind of like short hair Chris more than long hair Chris.
I honestly don't have a difference. I just grew up with him long hair wise a little bit, so that's why.
But long hair Jason Momoa, dude.
Did he ever cut his hair? I don't think he ever cut his hair.
Not, because he looks
he would
banging, dude.
Ever cut his hair?
He looks banging.
Yeah. Anyway,
and I guess for me, I liked whatchamacallit, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, but I like Andrew Garfield so much more. And oh my gosh, he's so cool even now. The Rock.
The Rock, of course.
I can tell you which movie, dude. That one where he met his like daughter who wasn't his daughter or something. The Game Plan. That movie, I loved The Rock so much. Yeah. And then some other Bollywood actors, Shah Rukh Khan. I think everybody knows that guy. Salman Khan, another dude. They're all Khans. Hrithik Roshan. If you ever watched like Krish or something, that's the guy who's in it. Sure. He's so hot, dude.
I don't have any like Middle Eastern celebrities. I didn't really think about it. I didn't really think about it. And like, plus if I do, I just remember their faces. I don't know their names.
You gotta think about your culture, bro. Your home.
I mean, one day I'll come back and bring it up.
Okay. So now the cartoon list.
This is where it starts getting a little interesting for some people, just because like, why do you like her?
This is just, especially because they're not real people. It's just an inexplicable.
I don't know how to
connection
explain it.
To these people.
Some of them are sure you can say like, "Damn, she looks good," but like the rest, I don't know how to really explain.
Yeah. So I guess let's just since we're kind of running close on time, let's just like slowly fire off the list instead of explaining each one.
Okay.
So ready? You go first.
Okay. Kim Possible. Mm-hmm. Yes or no? Hot or not hot or cool or on your list or whatever?
Your list, bro. Your list.
I know, but like I'm asking you. Is she on your list?
I didn't watch enough Kim Possible.
I didn't watch it that much, but I just know like her
sure.
And the villain, what's her name? I think like Shigon or whatever her name was. Shiong or whatever. That sounds Asian. They both were very like, I don't want a Kim Possible in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
It's too much for you to handle?
No, I do want.
Oh, you do want.
I do want. I say yes to Kim Possible.
Okay. And
then I got Vanessa from Phineas and Ferb.
Dang.
Difference Prince's daughter. She was cool. She was like that one girl you're like, hey, bro, she's out of my league, but I'd like date her.
Yeah, I felt for Ferb every time he got iced by her.
Bro, it was sad.
Man.
Now, let's go. My next one, it goes a little more further back into Disney.
Mhm.
Belle, sorry, from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
I thought she was like,
bro, you know something funny? Emma Watson played her in
true.
live action.
I know. It just all makes sense in my head, the way they connect and the way they act and everything.
But
She's
what
just
about
perfect.
her in the animation?
In animation, I really just liked her as a person, and I thought she was also pretty. Granted, she did look a beast, so I'm like, hey, I'm hairy too.
Oh god. Oh god. Hey, I'm hairy too.
Hey, I'm hairy too. I got that Arab genes.
Give me a couple of months, bro. The puberty's hitting.
Yeah. And then what's it called? I'm gonna skip over that one. I'll come back to it. Wendy from Gravity Falls.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, Wendy was so
I wanted
cool.
her as a friend.
I wanted Wendy as a friend too.
I was like,
just
she's
to like
dope.
hang out.
I know, like in the movie, he's like trying to like get with her or something. In the show, I mean, he's trying to get with her.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't really care for that.
Oh, yeah.
I just want her as a friend.
Dipper has such a down bad crush
Yeah,
on
like
Wendy.
she's
and
down
she's like
bad.
10 years older than him or something.
I mean, at that point, like
8
in
years
that
older.
age of life, that's what we all do.
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that's okay.
Oh no, I'm saying like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
age. That's as little kids, we always used to fantasize.
Age is just a number when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it's also a number when you're older. There's just like a weird middle period where it's not.
And jail is just a room.
And jail's just a room.
And the next one for Disney wise,
Which
Jasmine.
is also on my list.
Jasmine from Aladdin.
Dang, dude.
Also played by Naomi Scott, which I was like, yes,
oh my
sir.
god, yes. A brown girl in Disney television was like the craziest. My mind could not fathom the fact that
She was also
that
like
color was there.
really pretty and like really like independent in the movies.
I know.
Both movies.
I loved how she had the parts of being a girl, but she also had like independent things that made her want to strike out.
Princess.
And she had a freaking tiger.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I've always wanted a tiger as like
Me too, dude.
like a large like
I want a
wolf or
lion,
something. Yeah.
TBH.
My next person was Elastigirl.
The reason should be unknown.
I think you understand the reason. I'm not going down that. Pocahontas.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was really pretty.
I love the way she sang. When she sang the song with the river, I always used to replay that one part because I just love how good her voice was.
I don't remember Pocahontas as much, like the movie wise, but like I just remember like her being Pocahontas and like the idea of Pocahontas was like, I'm down. She's on my list.
See, I feel like
Not the real life movie, not the real life stories. She's like 14 or like 12 or something.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. When I learned the real life story, it ruined the entire movie. Like I liked their relationship, and the guy was like 50, and she was like her having to go to the mainland. But then when I realized what actually happened in real life, I was like, ooh.
But that swan dive she did, like off of like a waterfall.
Oh my god, freaking
was like,
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, sir. Jump
Leap
off
of
that cliff.
faith looking, dude. Yeah. I want to do that too.
And then Jane from Tarzan.
Oh my god, dude.
Jane from Tarzan was just super cool and pretty, and she.
I loved her accent. Like, where in England is that?
Accent and done. I'm done.
Yeah, and Tarzan was also ripped, dude. I love Tarzan. There was this
this drawing of
could cut diamonds.
Tarzan holding her while swinging, and both his arms are carrying her, and everyone's like, how is he swinging?
Yeah, what is he holding?
And so the next picture is like the drawing is like his butt holding onto the vine.
I was gonna say like his toe or something, which is still pretty bad, but his butt.
And then the one that's like really weird, I think, to Assad was Tinkerbell.
No, I also had a fat crush on Tinkerbell.
Yeah, okay.
I played Tinkerbell online, and I watched the TV show because I love Tinkerbell.
I just watched like the original Peter Pan movie. I got catfished by some dude probably because I met a girl that I thought was my girlfriend on that game. That's like some Roblox thing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It is a Roblox thing. No. I agree with you. I love Tinkerbell. I thought she was so cool.
And then what's it called? The one that I skipped. This is the sole reason because the animators drew her so well.
This is a Big Hero 6 mom type moment.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, how you doing, Ty Lee?
Ty Lee, dude.
Ty Lee from Avatar, The Last Airbender. I was like, you should not be looking like that.
Yeah,
you should not
like
be.
12,
that episode
dude.
is not allowed. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking like that's not allowed.
When Mama and Baba walk in the room, you're like, oh shoot!
How are you doing today? What's happening? Is the food done? What's the show?
What a wonderful beach. But
and then you have a couple people.
I like your list, Ibrahim. I think it's pretty solid. So my list, number 1, Katara. I don't think it's ranked, but number 1, Katara.
Yeah. She was also on my list. I just forgot to add her on there.
You know, honorable mentions to all of the other Avatar girls: Yui, Suki, Ty Lee.
Azula was kind of
fine, dude. Yeah. But no, Katara was like, she was. I mean, I'm not gonna deny she was brown, so there was an element of like, oh, she looks like me, even though she's not literally my culture. Nope. But I felt like I was like Katara, I just want to know you. Like I just want to know you.
Katara was annoying at some point,
and make you happy. and make you my wife. I was just every girl is you. It's just usually like I want to know you and I want to like shoot my shot. And Katara of all of them, I was like every season she just kept getting more and more attractive. And
Katara was dope.
I was like, dude, please, Aang, you gotta bag that. You can't let that go.
If you don't kiss her, bro,
I'm gonna let that go.
I'm gonna take all 4 of your bro, what you doing?
And I guess another unfortunate love story is Princess Bubblegum.
I
love Princess Bubblegum so much. Katara because she was courageous and super cool, right? Princess Bubblegum because she was super outgoing and smart. She was a science-based character. Like that was her whole thing.
Yeah. And
every single season of Adventure Time, it just kept getting more and more, like, she stopped looking like a bag of hair, which is what her, like, original design was.
True.
And Finn was just so down bad for this girl, and I felt him because I was down bad for all of my real-life crushes, and I knew exactly how I felt.
You were the Aang.
And then honorable mention to, like, Fire Princess, because Flame Princess, when Finn and Flame Princess were a thing, dude, I was so happy.
You seem very...
And he messed it up. I'm passionate.
Yeah.
Adventure Time is one of my favorite shows of all time. We'll talk about this in another episode.
What was the emo girl name was?
Marceline. I never liked Marceline like that. I thought she was just, I want to be your friend, like cool. But, you know, I love the show so much. I don't know if any of my other friends who know are watching, but like, I haven't watched the last episode. Like, our history teacher, Mr. Stamets, he didn't watch the last episode of Futurama, so that it never ends. Yeah. And I thought that's a beautiful idea, and I have not watched the last episode of
stupid idea,
Adventure Time. But apparently they're gonna make more episodes on like a side thing, so then I guess I'll have to. Sure. So then after that, so the girls from the Spectacular Spider-Man TV show, particularly Gwen, again for no reason whatsoever. Oh my god, all of them were so freaking cool. All of them, like Gwen was the most down to earth one, so that's why I never really doubted myself. Mary Jane was very classic Mary Jane, you know, it reminded me of the comics.
Sorry. No.
All the other gals were like, okay, I guess, but it was Mary Jane and Gwen for me, and mostly Gwen.
Dude, you know Gwen from what's it called? Shoot, Gwen from Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man?
Yes.
She was also really cool.
Yeah, she was. They did her so good in that really movie. Well. The casting, the art direction, like everything was so good.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, pop off queen. And then supposedly like there was drawings of Emma Stone being Gwen in that same outfit, and I was like, yes, sir, I'm down for that. Jesus I'll take
Christ, it. That's too. That no one mentioned of all that power. So then I guess moving on from that. Disney-wise, Princess Jasmine and Mulan.
Yes. No.
I loved Mulan so much. I thought she was so cool because it was the perfect amount of not making fun of men, but also being better than a man. And I was like, dude, you're so cool. And she didn't... It's not that she was butch. Like, she didn't sacrifice her femininity. But she was still cool enough to be with one of the dudes. And I was like, dude, I wish it was like
at the very end, they all
of the dumb girls I know right now are filled with cooties, bro. I wish Mulan was here. Yeah. And Princess Jasmine we talked about before. And then I guess lastly, one of my other like big ones was Gwen 10 from Ben 10. Cause
that's all you.
Oh my god, same thing. She was like she was on her own, very independent, very cool. She would never let Ben go. Like Ben would do stupid stuff, and Gwen would always be on his butt and be like, "You're dumb. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong." And I was always like, "Dude, imagine having a friend like that. Imagine having somebody who can always bat with you one for one."
So like, Spider-Man and Ben 10 both have a Gwen.
There's a lot of Gwen.
There's a lot of Gwens.
I do notice that now. There is a lot of Gwen, and I don't really know how I feel about that because I didn't do that on purpose.
Anyway, but
yeah, and I guess for me and Ibrahim and most of our friends who are watching, we have a like secret shrine like dedicated to all of the various women in the CW because we have very strong feelings about them, but we felt like that's kind of like out of the bounds of like childhood crush stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about like current celebrity crushes a little later, but I think like,
that's another deal.
This is just like cartoons.
This is like from our childhood, like innocent, like really young.
I don't know why we're sticking to that, but we are just because it makes sense.
God, we're already an hour over. Yeah, like you know, we can chew their ear off for as long as they're not gonna complain probably.
Bro, I'll come back next episode if you want.
We did continue talking about research for this, guys. We were an hour and a half. We were just looking up girls across social media and pop culture. It was amazing.
Celebrities were like, which one was it? Were as a kid, what hit us, you know?
And we had to like put each other in that place. We're like, no, that does not count. Ibrahim, you gotta take it off the list.
There was a couple of girls I'm like, Hey, so what do we call it? Because like I remember seeing her in like sophomore year, like on like cartoon movie wise. Like, does she count? No, sophomore year is too much. Okay, I'm sorry.
It depends, bro. It's subjective. It all depends.
Yeah. So maybe we'll come back with like a current, I guess, like update.
Maybe. I think we'll definitely get the feedback from our peers and anybody else who wants to
Bro, the boys
leave comments or decide.
I know Amar's gonna agree with maybe like 75% of what I said, of like the girls cartoon wise.
A lot of our list is a conglomeration of our opinions because we've just talked about it so much. Like anytime someone says Katara, everybody goes, "Ooh,
okay,"
because we just all know. Even all the gals in the group
Naomi
who watched
Scott
it.
and Katara, I think like the most like brought up women in our group.
I think Gal Gadot, Margot Robbie, and maybe one other gal. I don't know. Like of the famous ones are also the ones that we talk about like the most, I guess. So like that's the one that even the gals would be like, "Oh yeah, yo Gal Gadot.
Remember when
she
we went
can
camping?
Get it, even though she hates Muslims."
Okay, relax.
Sorry, I never forget. I can never forget.
Remember when we went camping one time at the lake, and we sat for like 3 hours doing Marry, Kill, Kiss or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like,
FMK
for 5 hours, just bringing up celebrities, and like people are like, yeah,
because there are so many interesting combinations, bro. You have to make some tough choices.
And we would say the names, and we'll go, ooh, that's when you know you hit like a good one. Like we hit some good. Maybe we'll have it one day with like some of the boys. We'll ask them a couple and be like, hey, what's your rank?
Maybe
tell me your secret.
Create a tier.
Make a tier list we saw today were stupid. Anyway, anyway, that's gonna be it for today.
Yeah, I think that's all.
That's all we can talk about for today.
Ooh, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you all so much for tuning in and bearing with all of our dumb, cringy opinions for 2 hours.
Our horniness.
Our fruitiness.
Our fruitiness.
But
our simplicity of man.
Yes,
that's as I call it.
Unga boonga-ness of us boys.
Caveman brain.
But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Leave any of your thoughts, opinions in the comments below.
Tell me if you agree with the list,
Tell me if you disagree, agree. Give us your tops. Men and women both. No discrimination here. We're an equal podcast. And if you haven't already, check out the Instagram. I think the current username is bearded2bros.
Bearded number 2 and then bros.
Yeah, bearded number 2 bros. So it'll also be linked in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or in the link tree if you look at it.
In the Instagram.
On the Instagram or anything. So I'll have links for that. But yeah, go check it out. We're going to start posting there eventually. Get some channel update stuff and some behind the scenes tings and things like that.
Tings.
I participated in my first focus group today like we talked about. So getting that moolah. Hopefully
I got one tomorrow.
Upgrade the podcast. Bro, they said 4 to 6 weeks expect wait on your payment. And I'm like, what? Why?
Are they sending you like a check?
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't give them my I didn't give them my credit card information, so they can't wire it to me.
It's gonna be a check then. Yeah,
it's a check because I did give them my address though.
So yeah, it's a check. Most of the time they send you like a check.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to cash in a check. It's lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check that out. Give us some love. Hopefully, spread it around your friends. We're kind of hitting a stagnation point with our podcast, so if you can recommend the pod to anybody, that'd be amazing. I know one of the things me and Ibrahim talked about a long time ago is that we want to shill as little as possible for the podcast because it's kind of annoying, and it hurts me to do. But there is also a certain degree of marketing that we have to unfortunately do for ourselves. So any spreading of support or any sharing, I would greatly appreciate it. Y'all greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy your weekday, whatever day you're listening to, night, evening, Monday, morning, whatever it is.
Enjoy your winter, summer, fall, spring.
Happy new semester to all of our college students.
Yes.
To all our normal students.
Good luck, y'all.
Have fun. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Have a nice day.